race fans, welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Orr is alongside Mr. Trevor Culver of Superstock fame, driver of the #1 machine. We will get to meet Trevor as the night progresses. We have bone stocks, we have the V8 stocks, we have the late models on the card for this evening at Delaware Speedway. Let's check in with our trackside reporter, Joey Langdon. So, Joey's not available at this time. Sometimes that happens, right? Trevor, first of all, before we get going here, give us a little background on your racing career.
Yeah, so I am 27 years old. I started racing when I was 10 years old, so 17 years in the sport. A lot of fun, a lot of different tracks. I started at Grand Bend in the micro sprints, worked my way up to the mini trucks, to Delaware in the big trucks, drove super stocks, late model, APC late model, back in the super stocks again. Lots of different tracks, lots of touring, lots of money, lots of fun, and lots of trophies. Thankfully, I'm very fortunate to have a lot of people that help me, a lot of sponsors, and yeah, like I said, a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have you alongside with us this evening. Obviously, the Superstock division is off. And just a reminder to our viewers at home, we are experiencing technical difficulties. We will do our best to get the racing to you this evening as best as we can, so we do appreciate your patience and we do appreciate you joining in. As mentioned, we have the bone stocks, the V8 stocks, and the late models on the card tonight. And there you see the bone stocks on the track for heat race #1. What have you liked about, or maybe disliked about, the bone stock division this year, Trevor?
There's a lot of good side-by-side racing. I'd have to look more at the stats here, but I have a pretty good feeling there hasn't been a lot of repeat winners in the bone stocks. With the way they invert the field.
Yeah, you're correct, I think.
I do believe we have 3 different, there you go. There's the standings there. Jeremiah has been the fastest from what I've heard. I'm good friends with Joe Lawrence. I talked to him and he was working on his car twice this week till 1 in the morning. So he said there's either gonna be a lot of power behind that thing or it's gonna go the other way. So we'll find out here shortly.
Yeah, Rabideau out in front by 8 points, and Lawrence and Wilms, your top 3 in the bone stock division as we get set for heat race #1. Tonight from the bone stock division. This will be the slower average speed of the 2, possibly 3 heats. We do have a nice little addition in the bone stock division at the back of this field, a little mini coupe, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's Fairweather in the 7 machine. I'd have to double check my stats. The 7 is Mr. I think it is Pete Vander. No, it's not Pete Vandervis Jr. We're gonna have to get a name on that.
We're coming green
it's the 6. Yeah, it's the 6. Chris Fairweather in the little mini coupe. There you see him 3 wide there in the bottom of your screen as we are racing at Delaware Speedway on a Friday night. 3 wide out of turn 2 and down the back. The mini coupe right there in 8th spot right now with Mr. Fairweather in the 6 out of Park Hill, Ontario.
Looks like Mitchell Rawlings is going to take the lead here in the 69. That's son of Lloyd Rawlings, longtime Delaware racer from Windsor, Ontario.
Yeah, Sarah Wheel out of Tilbury battling for the 2nd spot. There you see the 06, the white machine. The 11 is Rob Woolston out of London. And the 06 manages to grab 2nd spot. They'll go side by side for 3rd.
A lot of good side-by-side racing back here for 3rd, 4th. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, there's a whole pack of them. You throw a blanket over them.
Absolutely. We have caution on the speedway. We have a smoker in between turns 3 and 4. Can't get the number on that. That might be the, is it the 15?
15, red
Sterling
machine.
Roberts, yeah, out of Ingersoll.
Looks like it.
So caution on the speedway.
That's less smoke than we saw earlier here in the night. There was a fire earlier here in the night just after practice. One of those machines went to fire up his car and get back to the pits, and there's a lot of flames, a lot of smoke.
Yeah, I heard there was a big boom too. I can see the 24 up on the hauler.
Yeah,
obviously
right.
Done for the evening, but under caution here. Looks like we are a couple laps into this heat race, but we'll pause for a quick break as we're under caution with the bone stock heat race #1 from Delaware Speedway. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Soares, Trevor Culver up at the tower, Joey Langdon trackside. We're in the midst of a caution period. Bone stock heat race number 1. We have the bone stocks, the V8 stocks, and the late models doing battle around the half mile here this evening. A beautiful evening. Trevor Culver with me here, veteran of the super stock division. And we're going to talk with him about last weekend. Super Stocks were in action. Canada Day doubleheader here at the Delaware Speedway, and we'll get to that momentarily. Rawlings has the point position here. 1 official lap complete on this 10-lap bone stock heat race number 1. Looking for the green flag from flagman Scott Mackey, and we are racing at Delaware. And that Mini Coupe again, Trevor, goes high and makes it 3 wide into turn number 1.
3 wide. There's some crazy stuff going on. We got contact there in turn 1 and 2. Someone down low on the apron. He's going to gather it all up. And that Mini Cooper, he's got something to bring with him.
Yeah, it's Chris Fairweather in the 6 Mini Coupe. First time we've seen him in that car this year. The Mini Coupe in practice was kind of lagging a little bit on straightaway speed, but cornering very well. Up to second spot behind the 69 of Rawlings. There you see the front 3 negotiating turns 1 and 2.
That's one of the rules in most of the classes. Minimum wheelbase. The smaller that wheelbase it is, the easier it is to turn around the corner. That's why that thing gets through the corner so well. You see him dive to the bottom here in turn 3 and 4.
It's Fairweather to the inside, Rawlings to the outside. The Mini Coupe showing a little bit more speed than he did in practice. And it looks like the 69X is Shane Gibson out of Glencoe. That's the other car, and Gibson to the inside of Fairweather for second. So the 69 of Rawlings up front, the 69X of Gibson up to second. Fairweather drops to third. Everybody single file here as we come around to complete 4 laps.
I got a good feeling this one's going to be right down on the wire the way these guys are racing. Gibson's got a good run here to turn 1. He's going to try and do something to grab that lead.
Yeah, and he gets the lead before corner exit. Up to Delaware Hill. Down the back, almost hit the wall. Allows Rawlings to come back to the inside. Side-by-side battle for the lead into turn 3. They have a slower car, a very slow car. It's the 4 machine. This just says BT Racing. Not sure who's behind the wheel, but the 4 will drop to the inside wall as the front 3 go by, and now Fairweather in the Mini Coupe back up to second. The Mini Coupe is showing a lot more strength than he did in practice. Rawlings back to the inside. Down the back, that's a battle for second in your screen.
It looks like that 69 of Gibson is really strong though. Now he's out front. If he can keep himself away from these guys behind him and those guys continue to race side by side, it's just going to go and fall right into his lap.
Yeah, the battle for 4th right behind him. It's the 17 of Colin Willems and the 85 of Tyler Wheel. So the front 5 all together, but now Gibson trying to get away. Fairweather in the Mini Coupe under attack from Rawlings. Good battle for second, 4 cars there.
That time by Gibson was 0.2 of a second faster. You can notably see it as those guys are racing side by side. It might be good for us fans, but it's not good for them catching that leader.
Absolutely. 3 laps to go here in bone stock heat race number 1. There you see the blanket of 4 cars. That's a battle for second. Down the back, diving to the bottom there was Tyler Wheel. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4, and they're going to squish Rawlings. Contacted at Fairweather, and everybody stays straight at the stripe with 2 to go.
Wow, we'll see if anyone got any damaged tires through that. There's a lot of contact through that corner.
I don't know if you were alive back then, but they used to call that the Malachi Crunch, Trevor. Get the car in the middle, and then the outside car is squeezing him. As Gibson way out in front, out of turn 4, white flag this time by for the 69X of Shane Gibson out of Glencoe, Ontario. The 85 of Wheel up to second. There you see the leader.
Gibson's got that thing hooked up tonight. We'll see if he's got anything for these other guys in the next couple.
Colin Willems up to 3rd spot in the 17. Rawlings to 4th. Fairweather drops to 5th. Through turns 3 and 4, here comes the 69X. That's Shane Gibson. Checkered flag in the air, side-by-side battle for second. Nice run off the corner for the 17 of Willems, who will take the 2nd spot. And Rawlings edges out Fairweather for the 4th spot. But there you see the winner, Bone Stock Heat Race number 1, Shane Gibson. Not a bad race for that particular heat, knowing that is the, on average, finish, and average speed is the slower of the heats, of the Bone Stock heats we'll see tonight.
No, a lot of good racing there, and that's what you're going to see all night with these Bone Stock races. They start the faster guys at the back, and they have to work their way to the front. It creates a lot of good side-by-side racing. A little bit of contact there. I'm sure a couple feelings got hurt, but they're going to have an hour or so to recoup and think about it, and whether they act on it later here in the feature or let it ride.
There you see the 69X, Shane Gibson, Bone Stock Heat Race number 1. When we come back from break, we'll go to Heat Race number 2. It's Delaware Speedway Racing, live on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Orrs and Trevor Culver joining us this week. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of weeks. We're glad to be back. Trevor Culver from Super Stock Division here at Delaware Speedway, getting set for Bone Stock Heat Race number 2. We were talking on break, Trevor. We don't see a few of the front runners in this heat, so I'm thinking there's 3 heat races. Yeah,
that's the way it looks. We're missing some big notables as Joe Lawrence and Jeremiah Rabideau, the top 2 in points there. They're still sitting in their pits, so it looks like, yeah, maybe there is a 3rd heat race.
So getting set for heat race number 2, and it's the 32, Sean Fusil will be the pole position car for this heat race, with what appears to be 13 vehicles ready to do battle for 10 laps. More racing at Delaware Speedway next week. For ticket information, if you're interested, DelawareSpeedway.com. Getting set, pace car ducks down on the pit road, looking for the green flag from Scott Mackey. Fusil at the point. And green flag in the air, we're racing at the half mile.
Looks like we're already going to go 3 wide into turn 1.
Yeah, Fusil got a nice little bite there in the corner off Katie Sterrett in the 88. Front 2 trying to get away now. It's Fusil in the 32, Sterrett in the 88. There's a good battle there. That's a battle for 3rd. The 77, Brent Pelly, trying to come through the field. Tucked in behind the 48 machine. I believe that's David Rockwood piloting that car for Connor Ellis tonight. But Fusil out to about 7 car lengths at this particular moment. Sterrett still in 2nd. Then it's Rockwood, I believe. I think that's a 48. Then the 77 of Pelly. 74 of Stan Cook in 5th. Side-by-side battle right there for 2nd spot. It is Rockwood in the 48. Goes to the high side of Sterrett. Pelly trying to follow him through. In the 77 machine, up the Delaware Hill in turn 2, down the back. Sterrett and Pelly side-by-side right there on your screen for 3rd. Sterrett in the 88. Pelly will outbreak Sterrett into the corner and grab the 3rd spot.
Those are 2 you're going to have to watch all night long. The 48 of Connor Ellis and the 77 of Brent Pelly both got lots of experience in this class, and if they get single file, they may have a chance of tracking down that 32 of Sean Fusil.
Yeah, and Rockwood piloting for Ellis tonight. Ellis isn't driving, so wonder if hopefully Connor is not ill or whatnot, but David Rockwood behind the 48 car, currently in 2nd, but under attack by the 77 of Pelly, who goes to the inside down the front stretch. Nice little look inside the cockpit there. That was a great view because the sun pointing pretty much almost down the half of the front straightaway. Got a great view of Pelly there in the 77 on that turn 1 camera. And Pelly will make the pass into the 2nd spot around Rockwood, coming around 5 down, 5 to go here in Bone Stock Heat Race number 2.
Looks like that 48 of Rockwood's fast, but looks like he's tight. There's a couple opportunities there where he could have done a bit of a slide job crossover, but he doesn't have the turnability in the car right now. They're going to have to work on that for the future.
No, you saw that, race fans on the screen. He got a little loose on corner 2 exit. Look at that Pelly machine. That left rear, Trevor, almost completely off the ground. Definitely not rotating as fast as the other 3 through turns 3 and 4. That was interesting to see.
Yeah, some of these bolt stock guys make their cars work like that with lifting that left rear up. That's not something I understand. That's not the type of racing that I do, but if they can make it work, make it work.
There's Fusil, the leader, in the 32, coming around turn 4 to complete 7 laps. 3 to go at the stripe. Pelly alone in second. Side-by-side battle for third now. And the 7s come to the front. Pete Vanderwist Jr. in the black number 7 up to third spot. And he's come from at least middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think he started third from the back, actually, and he's third from the front, so he's working his way up. He's got his sights set on that 77 of Pelly here with 3 laps to go.
Yep, now 2 at the stripe as the leader Fusil just went by. Pelly in second, Vanderwist Jr. in third, Rockwood and Sterritt your top 5. There you see Pelly negotiating turns 1 and 2. And Fusil almost a complete straightaway lead now on the 77 of Pelly. White flag in the air this time by. Out of turn 4, Fusil will see the white flag. 1 lap to go, bone stock heat race number 2. Very, very comfortable lead for the Fusil machine. And he'll go down the back, almost a complete straightaway lead for the 32 of Sean Fusil out of London through turns 3 and 4. One final time, looking for the checker flag. Meanwhile, side-by-side battle for second. Coming out of turn 4, Fusil will take the checker flag. Pelly on the inside. Vanderwist with a run!
Ah, he's got him.
And Vanderwist Jr. gets the run. Corner exit out of turn 4 to grab second spot from Pelly. And it'll be Rockwood finishing 4th, and a good run by the 88 of Katie Sterritt out of St. Thomas, finishing in 5th. Thoughts on bone stock heat race number 2, Trevor Culver?
I am one of the individuals who has a Bell network phone tonight, and we're able to get the service since there's a bit of a hiccup with another service tonight. And I've been watching the lap times, and in that first heat race, the fastest lap was a 24.64 from Gibson, the winner of that one. This time by, it was Fusil with a 23.96, so almost 7/10 faster, and then even faster yet was the 7 of Pete Vanderwist Jr. So he had to start further back there. I'm not sure how they start them in the feature. If those guys start up a little bit further, since they're in the slower heat race, they might have a chance to run away from these guys if there's not a lot of cautions in the last one.
There's heat race number 2 winner Sean Fusil. When we come back, bone stock heat race number 3, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Orrs and Trevor Culver joining us this week from the Super Stock Division as our color analyst. On the track right now, bone stock heat race number 3. There's 12 on the track now, Trevor. There was 13 in heat race number 2. I did not count heat race number 1, but definitely going to be over 30 cars in the feature.
Yeah, I thought I heard them say there's going to be a last chance race just because there's that many cars tonight. They're going to have to narrow down the field a little bit for the big feature at the end.
Okay, so they will be cutting it down a little bit for sure. All right, so getting set for heat race number 3. This will be the faster of the 3 heats, based on recent finishes and average speed for sure. On the point, it's going to be the 18 of Josh Flanagan out of Denfield. And on the outside of row number 1 will be the 90 Mark Lamont out of London. The points leader sitting shotgun. You just saw him go by your screen, the black number 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau. He is the points leader by 8 points going into tonight. And he'll start at the back of this heat race, so this should be interesting.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch for that 5 of Rabideau, of course, the 78 of Lawrence. Further up in the field, the 28 of Chris Lawrence. There's a lot of fast cars in this heat. And with so many in this heat, it'll be an interesting side-by-side battle all the way to the end.
Yeah, Wilms is out there in the 92, Rhea in the 26. It's going to be a pretty good heat race here. Pace car will duck down to pit road, looking for the green flag here. Point car, Josh Flanagan in the 18. Heat race number 3, Bone Stock. We are racing at Delaware. And a lot of bumper tag on the outside row already into turn number 1. And Lamont gets a nice push and quickly to the lower lane to take the lead. Here's the 07 on the outside. Is that Langford?
Looks like it.
Might be Langford in the 07.
3 wide down the back, further on back in the, wow, right up front too.
Yeah, 3 wide for second spot. Drifting up and forcing the 0-0. Almost into the fence. That was Jay Cox almost hitting the wall. 3 wide again into turn number 1.
These restarts are so important to get those positions, and those guys are doing exactly that, battling for those positions. We're 3 wide down the back again for third spot. It's a hornet's nest.
Yeah, and it's almost 4 wide going into turn number 3. Everybody brake
wide.
checks, look out, and going around almost in front of the entire field.
Here we go.
Contact, and back up into the track. That's the 18.
Lock it up, guys.
That was Flanagan into Langford in the 07. And caution on the speedway. Wow. One thing Lamont did not want to see was that, because he was out to about a 9-car length lead already because of that hornet's nest you mentioned, Trevor, but that was crazy.
That was awesome. I'm sure all the race fans here watching here live and all the ones watching on TV are going to enjoy this. A lot of good side-by-side racing, and like I said, these restarts are so important.
Take us through the replay, Trevor.
Yeah, you look into turn 3 and 4. We got 4 wide down here on the bottom, further up in front of them. They're 3 wide, but the issue is that 18 car in front of them all gets sideways. Everyone has to check up. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, especially on the inside lane, there was nowhere to go. There's Rhea getting contact, the 26, then a hard hit on the Langford machine. The 18 was the pole sitter, Josh Flanagan.
Yeah, thankfully these cars have not amazing brakes, but decent brakes on them, and good drivers, as we've mentioned before, as these are the fastest drivers in the field. They all have good reaction time. We're able to stay out of that mess for the most part. And
Trevor, the Bone Stock division, if anyone is interested in getting into racing, the Bone Stock division is the cheapest entry-level division. It doesn't take much to get your car ready as a Bone Stock, correct?
That's right. If you're looking to get racing and you have no experience and you want to learn a little bit about cars and a lot about racing, this is definitely the class for you. This is where we see a lot of guys get their first start, especially if you're on the lower end of budget. This is the one, but as you could see from what we see in these first 3 heat races, they're a heck of a lot of fun.
So Lamont will be the inside row 1 car, the 03. I apologize, the 03 is Matt Langford. We were incorrect on the 07. Do you have 07 on there for
07,
a name?
I believe that's Jack Dixon.
Okay.
Out of Mitchell. He's part of the Brandy Point crew.
Okay, so 07 and Dixon was involved. The 03 is actually Langford. He'll sit outside row 1. Nathan Rhea inside row number 2 in the 26, and then I think it's Chris Lawrence in the 28 up to 4th spot. So Rhea, although involved in that little skirmish, still okay to continue. Pace car on pit road, getting set for a restart with 9 laps to go. Bone Stock heat race number 3 out of turn 4. We are racing at Delaware.
Good jump for Langford on that one. I don't know, Lamont didn't get going here. It looks like we got another attempt at 3 wide in turn 1.
And it is Langford in the 03, Lamont in the 90 at the bottom, Lawrence in the 28. 3 wide behind Lawrence for 4th spot. And they'll funnel into turn number 3. It's Rhea in the middle of that. Cox on the outside in the 0-0. They're all together out of turn 4. My goodness.
Further on back, I'm watching Joe Loris cut it up in the middle, 3 wide, threading the needle into turn 1 and 2 here.
There's the 55. That's Craig Cole out of Beachville as well. He's going to try and get to the inside of Lamont. Lamont in the sandwich now into turn 3. Chris Lawrence in the 28. It's Cole in the 55. Langford out front.
That 55 machine of Craig Cole, he's fast. Look at him. He's going to make a move for the lead here.
Yeah, side by side through turns 1 and 2. Right behind him is the 92 of Jordan Wilms. Contact, we got Chris Lawrence in the wall. Ray is involved, and so's the points leader. Rabideau slowing into the pits, and Lamont will come in with them. Caution on the speedway.
A lot of action there. That's right, the 5 of Rabideau in the pits. This is not good for his points lead. This is not what he's looking for. This is not what anyone's looking for, but especially when you're up front leading the points. This is not what you dreamed about the night before you went to bed.
So see if we got a replay here. We're looking to turn 2. Take us through it, Trevor. Turn 2.
It looks like the 5 at Rabideau kind of came up the track here, made contact with the 90. The 26 had nowhere to go.
Looks like Rabideau ran up the
Yeah.
left front tire of Lamont.
I'm not sure if he got a little bit loose coming in here and then lost the front end.
Different angle here. See if we can pick it up.
Yeah, he slid up the track and made contact, and everyone kind of had to pay for it. Looks like Chris Lawrence got tagged in the left rear, came around and hit the wall with the right front. Looks like he has some damage.
Chris Lawrence involved, Nathan Ray involved, the points leader Jeremiah Rabideau involved, Lamont and the 90 involved as well. And there you see the leader after it's all said and done right now. That's Craig Cole in the 55. Jordan Wilms up to second in the 92, then it's Langford in the 03.
There's the 28 of Chris Lawrence getting shoved in the pits here. He's one to contend for the win most weeks. As long as he can get through the field, he's up there. He's got some work to do before this feature race. Thankfully, he's got a lot of cars that he brings here. He might have some spare parts to get that thing back together.
And you said he was working on that car long overnight hours, wasn't he?
That was Joe. That was his brother Joe.
Okay.
But if Joe was out there in Chris's shop, I'm pretty sure Chris would have been out there too, whether he was working on that or all of his other hot rods. They're not afraid to work, those guys.
All right, so we have officially 3 laps complete here in heat race number 3 for the bone stock class. 7 to go, and lights are still on the pace car as the field gets bunched up. So we're down to 9 cars now in heat race number 3.
Something I'm noticing here when I'm looking at the lap monitor, these guys are supposed to be the fastest in the class, but it looks like some of their fastest times aren't actually as fast as a couple of those cars in the second heat. So maybe we'll have a bit of a shake-up in the feature here. We'll have to see as the night unfolds.
Would that have to do, and you would know this as a racer, would that have to do with the fact that these guys are racing in a cluster of 8 or 9 cars? Meanwhile, the other heats with some of the faster cars were strung out?
It's very possible, but one thing that you mentioned after, right before that first caution, was that 90 car of Mark Lamont. He was 9 car lengths ahead of everyone, so he had an open track. He was putting down the best laps he wanted to, other than maybe he saw that in his rearview mirror and he thought, you know what, I'm not going to push my stuff. I know there could be a caution here, or I know I want to save my stuff. So we'll see as this race unfolds. We'll keep track of these laps and let everyone know here.
So 7 laps to go as the pace car ducks down on pit lane. Craig Cole is your leader in the 55. It's Jordan Wilms outside row number 1. As the field slowly comes out of turn 4. Green flag in the air. We're racing at the half mile. Langford just gave Joe Lawrence a shot on the outside as the field will funnel into turn 1. And Wilms with a nice run through 1 and 2. And the 92, Jordan Wilms out of Beachville, passes Craig Cole out of Beachville to grab the lead. And here comes the 78 now of Joe Lawrence.
That 78 of Lawrence, he's hungry. He wants this thing worse than anyone. He's driving like it. He's all the way up to second from second last. What a run for him.
Yes, second in the points. The points leader is back on the track. Rabideau is now back on the track at the back of this field. A good half a straightaway behind the field. As Wilms will lead him into turn 3. Lawrence in second spot. Then it's Cole, Langford, and Cox. And Lawrence's car, the 78 looks strong right now, Trevor.
Oh yeah, he's racy. He's going to try and make something happen here. He's a smart racer, and he knows if he pressures that 92 for the next 5 laps, he's going to make something happen.
Well, he'll get to the door out of turn 2, down the back, side by side for the lead here with 4.5 laps to go in heat race number 3.
As those two race side by side, that's going to bring the 55 of Cole back into this race in third place. He's going to narrow his way in on those top 2 leaders.
Wilms in the 92. It's Lawrence in the 78 to his inside, and it's Cole in the 55. Front 3. A good 6 car lengths ahead of the 4th place car. Now it's Jay Cox in the 00.
Looks like the 55 is going to try and make a move to the inside on the 78 of Lawrence, and that's one of the things here with Delaware Speedway and this new pavement. You can run the top and the bottom. You get a little bit more speed on entry on the bottom, but you can let it run fast through the center and on the top.
Cole locks up the left front a little bit, lost a little bit of track position, but not much. Wilms retains the lead. Lawrence tucks in behind him, and Cole right there. Looks like Jay Cox in the 00 might be catching this threesome up front. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go this time by, and Lawrence pushing Wilms down the front stretch.
Yeah, Wilms going to give him the inside groove here as they head into turn 1 and 2. He's going to pull up to his door, and they're side by each down the backstretch. Here goes Joe Lawrence to the lead.
Yeah, Lawrence with a half a car length out front. Wilms trying to fight back on the outside. They'll see the white flag this time by. side by side for the lead. Lawrence in the 78, Wilms in the 92. They'll stay side by side. White flag, and it's a dead heat at the stripe.
Down into 1 and 2. Nice high and wide for Willems, and that's not going to work in his favor. The 78 pulls a lot in turn 1 and 2.
Wilms fights back just a hair on corner exit. Now he'll get even on the straightaway. Into turn 3, 2 turns to go. Checkered flag in the air. Lawrence on the inside, Wilms on the outside, and Wilms trying to fight back, and it's going to be Lawrence by a nose. Can you verify that on your app, Trevor? Was it Lawrence by probably 1,000th of a second?
Lawrence by 15 1/100ths of the second.
There's
so
the finish right there. Great job by our crew. Yeah, it's by a nose and about a half a tire.
If they let that run out further, I bet you 15 more feet and Willems would have had it.
Absolutely. Lawrence will win Bone Stock Heat Race number 3. Wilms will finish in second spot. And here comes the 78 of Joe Lawrence, and that'll close the gap just a bit to points leader Jeremiah Rabideau. Was 8-point difference coming into tonight. There's Joe Lawrence, Bone Stock Heat Race 3 winner. When we come back, we'll meet the V8 stocks here at Delaware Speedway. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard at the Delaware Speedway half mile. Chris Orr's Trevor Culver up in the tower. We have Joy Langdon trackside. We move to the V8 stocks. I don't know how to put this, but I'll say it like this, Trevor. A struggling class. They have initiated a 21.4 break. What do you call it? A breakout time.
So
breakout time.
If you run faster than 21.4 seconds, you're disqualified.
That's for a car not really in the V8 class. Is that right? If a truck comes out? Oh, for anybody.
For anyone, if you run underneath 21.4, you're out. So don't quote me, but I believe there are really no rules in this class. You have to run a V8 motor, and if you run under 21.4, you're disqualified. So you can run very fast for 3/4 of the laps, and if you hit the brakes at the start-finish line and don't cross the line and beat that 21.4 time, you're still legal.
Okay, because I know that a few weeks ago we had a couple of late models running with them or whatnot. Jesse Kennedy was running with them. Just 4 cars this evening, just 1 heat race for the V8 stocks. I don't see anybody else. Then we'll go to late models after this. So there's 1 heat race for this class. And the 72 is Chad Clutterbuck. He'll be the point car. The Lightning McQueen looking car is Ethan Orr out of St. Thomas in the 95. Then the 23 of Jeff Ferguson out of Ayr, Ontario. And the 810 of Kyle Meserberg out of Dutton. So 10 laps, V8 stock heat race. The only heat race tonight. Clutterbuck will bring the foursome out of turn 4. And green flag in the air, we're racing with the V8 stocks at Delaware.
Good jump for that 95 car as he's going to pull a little bit ahead as they head into turn 1 and 2.
That's Orr in the 95, Clutterbuck in the 72. Clutterbuck fights back and grabs the lead. Meserberg quickly to the inside of Orr for second spot. Then it's Ferguson in the 23. These 4 might just stick together for the entire, but Meserberg looks so strong on the inside. Wow, that 810 just hugging the corners here around the half mile. Look at him. He went from the back to the front, although just 4 cars, but very impressively, Trevor.
Yeah, that's a fast car right there, and he knows on that first lap he can run wide open as hard as he can. He's not going to break that breakout time because you have to start so much slower going into that first lap, right?
So are they getting constant communication to them in the cockpit from a spotter or something at a certain point in the track? Like, for example, you get to turn 3 at a certain time and you're going to get a whoa, come off of a little bit or gun it, or what? Are they getting communication?
I don't believe they have communication in these cars. I think they kind of have to do it by feel.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but that being said, too, if they did have to tell your driver to slow down in the middle of the corner, like how do you time that? That's right. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, and we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, actually. There's a couple of different options. Would there not be, like, to gun it down the back and kind of ease up through the corners and then mash the gas on a turn 4, or ease up down the back and really cut the corner well? Like, what would you do?
It looks like what when I was watching the race a couple weeks ago, when there was Jesse Kenny in his late model, when David Rockwood won in his super stock, when there was a mix of these V8s, it looked like the strategy was run a super fast lap and on the front straightaway get on the brakes and hold on, hope no one runs you over from behind, and that seemed to be the way to do it.
5 down to 5 to go in this V8 stock heat race. And we'll look at the gap. 8:10 is Mesenberg out front. There you see him coming out of turn 4. And in the battle between Clutterbuck and Ferguson, now up to third spot. Oh, look out! The 95 lost it in between turns 3 and 4, kept it off the wall, and we stay green. Great save by Ethan Orr in that 95. Wow. The car just turned up the track and was heading nose first into turn 4, into the outside of turn 4, but kept it off the wall and kept it going.
That 810's got to be careful. The last 3 laps, he's ran a 21.459, 478, 475. He's got a good lead. He needs to hold on.
It's the 95 this time around in turn 4. And the second time through didn't work, and the 72 of Clutterbuck's around. Opposite ends of the track. The 95, that's the 72 of Clutterbuck in turn 2. 95 of Orr around in turn 4. Orr saved it the first time through turn 4, but not the next time, and we're cautioned on the speedway. Here's the replay with Clutterbuck here, Trevor.
Yeah, it looks like Ferguson got in there pretty hot and got in the back of 72. There's nothing Clutterbuck could have done there.
And you know what? Being in a, there you see the replay from a different angle, being in a heat race of 4, you know, what's the penalty? Go to the back? Well, there's only 4 cars, right?
Yeah, well, that is the...
You're not really getting much of a penalty. That's what I mean, right?
That's the good news for Ferguson for sure. I'm sure, that being said, I'm sure that wasn't Ferguson's intent, because he knows he's got to race against his 72 car tonight and the rest of the year. So with that being said, the 72 car probably has a bit of a bullseye being on the back of the 23.
So we have 7 laps complete in this V8 stock heat race from Delaware Speedway. Looks like we have white flag on the speedway, so lights are out on the pace car. Kyle Mesenberg, your leader in the 810. Ferguson on his high side, then it's Orr and Clutterbuck. 4-car shootout in this heat race, and you can rest assured, race fans will see the same 4 in the feature, because there's only 4, and it's too bad though, Trevor.
Yeah, you know, they've been up and down. They've had a couple nights where they've had, I think, 10, 11 cars, and then down lower to 4 here. So we'll see how this season shakes out.
Mesenberg will lead the field out of turn 4. 3 to go this time by. Green flag, we're racing again with the V8 stocks.
That 810 of Mesenberg, he's strong. You saw him off the line. He got a good jump. The 23 is going to try and send it up high, but he has nothing for that 810.
No, the 810 is really good at hugging the lower lane in the corners. Watch, there's the 23 of Ferguson. Watch Mesenberg here low, if you see it through turns 3 and 4. Hugging that corner, and a good corner exit. Ferguson staying with him. There's your speed shot at the line. And 2 laps to go for Mesenberg in the 810. Ferguson trying to stay with him, or to third, Clutterbuck in 4th.
You can see that 810 effortlessly get through the corner. The 23's pushing in a little bit harder. He might stay with him for a couple laps, but you're not going to be able to do that for a 25-lap feature later on tonight. White
flag on the speedway, smoke coming out of the right rear of the 95 machine last time by. We'll see. It looks like he's got a right rear tire going down. That 95 really squiggly. Here's Clutterbuck to the inside. That's for third. Here comes the leader in the turn 4. And the 95 around, contact with the 72. And checker flag will wave nonetheless for Mesenberg. And the 72's around also in turn number 4. Ferguson will finish third. And the 72 and 95 will right the ship. 92 or 72 will come around. Then the 95, the tire is up on the 95, so there's no tire going down. It just maybe some rub on the fender or whatnot. And they won't, or will not catch up to Clutterbuck to say a few words at all. Here's the replay. This is turn 3, contact left rear of the 95.
The 72 went way too hot in there on the inside. When there's that little room and you go in there that fast, it's pretty hard to make that corner.
Kyle Mesenberg, your V8 stock heat race winner. When we come back, we'll head to the late models on the Friday night here at Delaware Speedway. It is a Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Orr's Trevor Culver joining us this week up atop the tower. Joey Langdon trackside. For you golfers out there, don't forget the Donnybrook Legion holding their annual golf tournament coming up August the 27th. A great fundraiser there. Proceeds, as with all the endeavors, going to help support the veterans, seniors, and schools in the Dorchester area. Give Gene Corey a call, 519-709-8101 for the Donnybrook Legion golf tournament, August 22nd. You know, when you have a golf tournament called the Donnybrook, that could be crazy, Trevor. The only Donnybrook I know is when hockey teams get out of hand.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's go trackside. We welcome in Joey Langdon. Joey, good evening.
Hey guys, I'm here with Ethan. Tough race. You seem to be having some car issues there, and at the end you collided with Clutterbug.
Well, he raced, then just tried to get down to block him to get third, and he's got under me, spun me. It's all good though.
So you guys gonna see each other again in the feature? Is that gonna change?
No, it's not gonna change anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that.
Sounds like Joey's trying to stir the pot down there.
I think so. Yankees fan as well. I noticed on the hat. So we have the late models on the track here. Heat race number 1 of, I think, going to be 2 tonight. And it's going to be the 37 of Steve Aron at the point. 38H in a lineup tonight. For those of you who remember the name Hooker and Kirk Hooker, it's son Jake racing tonight, right, Trevor? On the pit road.
Yeah,
He'll be in heat race number 2, right?
Looks like he's going to be in heat race number 2. He is the son of longtime legend here at Delaware Speedway, Kirk Hooker, who's won a lot of races here in a lot of different machines. So it'll be interesting to see what they have up their sleeves tonight.
So getting set for a late model heat race number 1 here with Steve Aron in the 37 at the point. As the lights are off the pace car as it ducks down the pit road. Names like Rawlings, Lidster, Darrell Lake in this one as well. Jacobs. The field will come out of turn 4. Green flag, we're racing with the late models. The 7 on the outside is Caleb Wood as the field rumbles into turn 1 and out turn 2 and down the back.
A lot of fast cars coming from the back of the pack here. Watch that bright orange number 77 of Darrell Lake work his way through traffic on the high side.
17 in third spot. That's former truck champ Tom Zagorodny. Aron will lead that lap. Caleb Wood right there in second spot. Zagorodny remains in third. Rawlings fourth. Lake up to 5th. And looks like Barry Watson was loose coming out in the 45. He dropped a couple of spots. As Aron now up by about 3 car lengths, will complete another lap.
These guys are driving these things for everything they're worth. They're all sliding through the corners trying to get every bit of speed out of these race machines.
Lake to the inside of Rawlings. There you see it on the screen. Down the back, battle for 4th. The 77 trying to come to the front. Now he'll go to the high side of Zagorodny. Out of nowhere, broke really late, and he'll get a good run. Darrell Lake coming to the front.
Yeah, that would have been an impressive move on its own there.
Jacobs around on the front stretch. Corner 4 exit. That's the 5 of Peyton Jacobs around, and we'll go to caution on the speedway.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do a replay back on that pass in turn 3 and 4, but that was a heck of a move from Darrell Lake. It was going to be an impressive move with the pass on the bottom, and then he also drove it in 3 car lengths deeper than everyone else, went to the outside and made another good move on Zagorodny.
Let's go to the replay. Trevor, you asked for it. You got it.
Here we go. Here you see the good run of 77 Darrell Lake down the backstretch. So usually you have to underbrake to make sure you're not going to run into this guy coming up, but he sent it in deeper, went to the outside of the 17 of Zagorodny, and he kept his fender on his quarter panel to keep him off the wall there. Good run down the front stretch, and then caution came out.
Darrell Lake looking very strong in the early going here in the 77.
He's got some speed, that's for sure.
Yep. The 37, Steve Aron, still your leader. Caleb Wood in the 7, Darrell Lake in the 77. 17 is Tom Zagorodny. The 22, Marshall Schrenk. The 18 is Patrick Friel. 69, Lloyd Rawlings. 45, Barry Watson. The 13 is Jaden Chapman. And the 5 is Peyton Jacobs. That is your running order here with 3 laps complete. Late model heat race number 1.
like you said, there's only 3 laps in the book here, but I'm surprised we haven't seen more movement from that 13 of Jaden Chapman. He is one of the faster cars in this heat, and he was also one of the faster cars in practice. I think he was P4 on the speed charts in practice, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he was having trouble getting through traffic there. We'll have to see as this race unfolds.
Peyton Jacobs ducks down on the pit road to go to the service of her crew. And we should see 1 lap to go here. No, they're going to get the double flag, the white flag and the double up sign. Super stock division, your class has been very strong the last 4 or 5 years. How difficult is it in your class when you need to start near the back and try to make your way forward?
Oh, it's tough. It is super tough. And in these heat races, you have to, and I think I've said this earlier before, every restart, you have to be on it. You can't miss any gap. If you do, you have a very slim chance of winning or finishing up front in these heat races when you have to start at the back with a faster car.
So you put a lot of emphasis in a heat race?
Absolutely. It usually dictates how you start in the feature, so you got to be good in the heat.
Steve Aron in the 37, 7 laps to go. Late model heat race number 1, field out of turn 4. Green flag, we're racing at Delaware.
Good restart on the high side for Caleb Wood. He's going to get a fender ahead as they're side by each through 1 and 2.
Zagarani inside of Lake. They'll drag race down the back for 3rd. Front 2 single file. Lake will outbreak Zagarani into the corner. And Darrell Lake, that 77, looks like it's cornering very, very well. Quickly a nose to the inside of Caleb Wood, and Darrell Lake coming with a house of fire to the front of this field. And we got Rawlings in the inside grass between turns 1 and 2. Keeps it rolling. Trying to get it back on the track. We're still green. Front 5 gotten away now. Rawlings has stopped on the apron at turn 2. Caution on the speedway.
It actually looks like that's the 17 of Zagarani.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. Thank you very much, Trevor. That is the 17 of Tom Zagarani, who went to the inside grass and tried to get it going, but then stopped. Let's go trackside to Joey Langdon.
There's something going on right now. I was talking to Jacobs. They say something felt really loose in the car and turning felt really loose. And I said, did you fix it? And they said, nope. There's something going on with a lot of these cars right now. I've had about 3 or 4 different cars complain about turning being loose right now.
All right, thank you, Joy, reporting multiple drivers, loose conditions. Loose is, they say loose is fast and tight to kind of push the nose up the track, right, Trevor?
Yeah, it's interesting that so many drivers are saying that it's loose out there, because usually when it's hot during the day, the track is slick, the track is loose. As the sun goes down, the temperature of the track goes down, there's more grip on the track, and usually cars get tighter. The only reason maybe these cars are that little bit looser is maybe that's what they thought. Maybe they thought they had to adjust for a tighter track, and maybe they over-adjusted a little bit.
Left for a tire change on the Peyton Jacobs machine. There you see pit road as the field goes by under caution. And we're getting some movement from the flagman. Looks like Scott Mackey moved Caleb Wood up to the 2nd spot. So the starting order on a caution on a restart is the last completed lap, I believe, right, Trevor?
Yeah, it's funny, actually. I just learned this last week as we were battling up front for the win there in the 50-lap shootout for the Quick Super Stocks. Apparently with the scoring here, it doesn't matter if you're the leader and you beat the guy in 2nd to the line, that lap, it has to be everyone on the track has to complete that lap before they count the lap as a lap and get you back to your starting positions, which is weird. I find that weird, but that's what it looks like happened here.
We'll talk more about that after the break. We're inside late model heat race number 1, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back. A short little 15-second step away. That's why we do the things we do to get you racing on TV. And we're back for the late model heat race number 1 restart. Steve Aron at the point we're racing at the half mile.
Good jump for the 37. He's going to get a car length as they come out of turn 2 with the inside groove advantage. The 77 of Darrell Lake, though, he wants a piece of that lead. He's all over the back bumper, the 37.
Down the back, 6 to go for the late models here. The 77 of Lake has been really, really strong. Here comes the 18 of Friel on the inside of Wood, looking for the 3rd spot. Steve Aron will lead the train into turn 1. There you see the 77 of Lake tucked right behind the rear deck lid. Now he'll get the nose, trying to get to the inside fender, now to the wheel, now to the door, side by side. Through turns 3 and 4, Aaron slips up the track, and Darrell Lake's your new leader.
A little bit of contact there in 3 and 4. Nonetheless, the 77 of Darrell Lake is hooked up tonight. When he's got a good hot rod, look for him to be a contender in the feature race later on tonight.
Somebody else who might be a contender, Trevor, is the 18 of Patrick Furiel, who's followed the 77 from the back to the front and sticks right behind Darrell Lake on the stripe with 3 to go.
Those two have grown up racing with each other since they were young kids, good friends as they've grown up, and it looks like they're still together running up front here.
Darrell Lake in the 77, coming from middle pack at least to the lead. 2 laps to go here in late model heat race number 1. It's Friel in second, Watson up to third, Aaron drops to fourth, then it's Wood, Schrank, Chapman, Jason Lister, Rawlings, and Zagarotny. White flag on the speedway.
This thing looks like it's far from over. Friel is right there, ready to pounce if Lake makes any mistake.
Up the Delaware Hill, down the back. Lake, Friel, Watson getting away. The 45 of Barry Watson's come on of late in this heat race. One more time through turn 4, checker flag in the air. It'll be Darrell Lake in the 77, followed by Friel, Watson, and Ron Wood. Schrank, Chapman, Lidster, Rawlings, and Tom Zagarotny. But that's 77, Trevor, and Peyton Jacobs, my apologies. Peyton Jacobs comes around to take the checkered flag. That 77, Trevor, looks very, very strong. Darrell looking to be a serious threat in the feature tonight.
That 77 driver, crew, they have a lot to be proud of. Last time we were at the racetrack here, that 77 got wrecked up pretty bad. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
That car's missed last week's APC race. I think they mainly focus on the Delaware shows here, but they do an odd APC race here and there. They're looking to do that. Unfortunately, couldn't with the wreck.
Darrell Lake is your late model heat race 1 winner. When we come back, heat race number 2, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. And Chris Orris, Trevor Culver up in the tower, Joey Langdon trackside and on the track. Heat race number 2 for the late models. And speaking of Joey, let's go trackside to Joey Langdon.
Hey guys, with Jaden Chapman. Jaden a couple of weeks ago, and you were having a lot of issues even getting to the track, especially after the big accident. But you're out here, so what's the strategy? You got everything sorted out?
Yeah, right now we're just here to race for wins. The only way we're going to afford to keep this car on the track is by winning. It's going to be a little difficult. These guys aren't racing with much respect out there, so we're just going to bide our time, make smart choices. This week we didn't try the 5th tire mod at pit wall, so everything's looking better so far.
It's when you're in, right?
Currently that is, like, we're up against for 3 weeks in a row for the next 3 weeks. So we have to win or place good in order to have money to get to the next race. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joey and Jane Chapman. And Jane made those comments a couple of weeks ago, too, as far as, you know, we need to contend, we need to be at the front because we can't keep spending so much money every week by getting wrecked by guys who are not driving properly. And it was a lot of comments from multiple drivers a couple of weeks ago. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, because that's why you're here. It must be tough. Like, why you... And who was it? It was Doug Stewart in the late model 2 weeks ago.
Superstock
said
weeks ago. Yep.
Or Superstock. I don't know if I'm going to be back next week because we're battling for 15th place and crashing and banging for 15th
That's
place.
Right. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. It looks like a ton of fun from TV or from the stands. Oh, these things are awesome. But it's not that much fun when you have to put your car together week after week after week, spend hour after hour on these things, and spend dollar after dollar. It's really not that much fun to do that. So that's something that some drivers forget, though. When they put the helmet on, they strap it a little bit too tight, and maybe that's not in their mind.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Thank you for that. Mark Jacobs is the point car in the 96. The 73 is Cole Powell. That number is hard to see. Oh, that's the 60. That's Ron
60.
Beauchamp Jr.
Yep.
The 19 is Pritico. David McCullough, the 39. The 51 is Matt Robley. The 03, Ray Morneau. The 22 is Steckley. And the 38 is Mr. Hooker, Jake Hooker, making his Rogers TV debut here at Delaware Speedway tonight, starting shotgun in heat race number 2. What do What do you see coming for this heat race here?
One interesting I thought I saw in practice was fastest in practice on the top of the speed chart was that 51 of Matt Robley. For any of you that don't know, a bit of a history lesson here for you. Steve Robley, Matt Robley's dad, is debatably the best racer in late model at Delaware Speedway in the history of late models. He has won so many different races here, and not just late models and cast cars. He is one heck of a race car driver. I saw him in the pits a couple weeks ago in Flamrow, and we were talking about what he needs to get that car a little bit faster for Matt, and he said, I need 2 more things. I'm working on this and that. I'm not going to explain it on air here, but he found those 2 things apparently. If they're a little bit faster, and if you have a motivated Steve Robley, Matt Robley's going to have one heck of a race car.
Absolutely, and the Steckley machine, actually the 22S, 22 is shrank in the heat race number 1. Cole Powell returns to the track. Went into the pits during the parade laps, and obviously allowed to return to his second spot. So is that normal, or how do other drivers feel about that? If you go into the pits before a heat race and they delay the start so you can get back?
It all depends. It could be circumstantial. So maybe there was a technical issue and his radio came undone, or maybe he was leaking a bit of fuel and they had to put the gas cap back on, something like that, which still, as another racer, you're not going to be happy seeing that he gets another chance, because everyone should have the same opportunity. But I'm not sure what the issue was there.
Let's go trackside to Joey.
And they told me that the marshals called them in because the transponder died, so they had to put a new one on. So they were screaming at each other from the pit box to the marshals, but that was what the issue was. It was a dead transponder. They had to put a new one on.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Joey. That's why we have trackside transponders. Quickly, as we go to white flag conditions, Trevor, explain to our viewers what the transponder does.
Yeah, so those transponders do a couple of things. They make it easier for the people in the scoring tower here to track where everyone's running in 6th, 7th, 8th, first position, wherever you're running. It makes it a little easier that way, so you're not manually scoring these cars. And then it also keeps track of your lap times. How fast lap times are you doing, and how many laps are we running throughout this race?
So it's when the transponder crosses a certain point on the track that's actually monitored electronically as well, correct?
That's right. Yep.
All right, so Mark Jacobs at the point here, getting set late model heat race number 2. Field ready to go. Out of turn 4, green flag, we're racing again.
Yeah, they're side by each as they head into turn 1 and 2. 73's got the advantage.
Yeah, Powell on the outside, Jacobs on the inside. Ooh, contact there. Here comes Pritico on the outside, the 19. Jacobs slows up the lower lane a bit. Pritico to the second spot. Robley climbing up on the outside as well. Powell will lead lap 1.
That outside really is a good spot to make some hay on some of these restarts. When they get bunched up on the bottom, you can send it in a little higher, and that's exactly what Matt Robley does as he drives into the 3rd spot.
Robley coming through on the outside. Steckley trying to follow him. Onto the outside of Jacobs. Steckley now in the 22S. That's Kyle Steckley. As Pritico all over the leader at the front of this field. It's Powell, Pritico, Robley, Steckley, and Jacobs. But Jacobs under attack by Ron Beauchamp Jr. for 5th spot. There you see the battle between Powell and Pritico up front.
Further on back in the field, the 03 points leader, Ray Mordo, he's stuck in traffic. He's not having much luck getting through.
Front 4 trying to get away. Robley trying to actually lead the Steckley twosome. Up to the front. Pritico dives inside Powell in turn number 3. Sticks it in there. Powell will get a good run out of the corner and will hold the lead.
Again, that is the beauty of this bit higher line as you run through turns 3 and 4. Someone can maybe dive underneath you, but they've got to have a lot better car to keep underneath you and not get into you.
Connor Pritico's number 19 looks very strong as well. Similar to the 77 of Darrell Lake. And Steckley trying to get to the inside of Robley for 3rd. And Robley will shut the door into turn 1. Beauchamp Jr. up to 5th. Morneau to 6th. Hooker up to 7th. Then Jacobs and McCullough.
Yeah, that 38 of Jake Hooker, pretty impressive how quick he's running for his first time out here at Delaware Speedway this year. Good debut for those guys.
Great speed shot there at the start-finish line. Powell will lead the train up the hill, down the back. Powell in the 73, Pritico in tow in the 19, then it's Robley in the 51, Steckley in the 22S, that's your front 4. out of turn 4, 3 laps to go.
Yeah, those front 4 look pretty even. The 19 got maybe a little more speed than the 73. He's going to try and go to the inside and see what he can do here in turn 3 and 4. Hopefully there's no contact.
Pritico trying to get to the wheel well. The 73 of Powell stays right there. Powell will get the run out of the corner again. And Pritico ducks in behind him. 2 laps to go. Late model heat race number 2.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot for that 19 to be able to get to the inside and stay with the 73. If the 73's handling okay, he let him go down there all day. He'll beat him off the corner.
Everybody knows the tail. Front 7 all together. 1 left to go. Pritico looks to the inside of Powell into turn 1, up to the door. Powell trying to get the run out the corner exit of turn 2. Pritico staying with the nose right in there. Final 2 corners. Pritico to the inside. Powell's going to hold him off. Out of turn 4, Cole Powell will take late model heat race number 2. Connor Pritico will finish the 2nd. Matt Robley 3rd. Cal Steckley 4th. Then it's Ron Beauchamp Jr., Ray Morneau. And then it is Jake Hooker, David McCullough, and Mark Jacobs will round out the field for heat race number 2. Powell looking good. Pritico at points looking even better, Trevor.
Yeah, those top 7 in general, like they're pretty even. I'm looking at the lap times here. The 2nd fastest lap in that race was an 18:56 by Jake Hooker in his first appearance all season long at Delaware Speedway. This guy usually runs dirt. Tonight he's on the asphalt and he's making it work. I was very impressed with the speed he brought out, but all those guys, they're so even, and like I was mentioning, Pritico was maybe a little bit faster in trying to make the move on the inside, but with keeping it wound up on the outside and not being pinched down and running your own line, that's where Powell has the advantage and beats him off the corner.
It'll be a great feature. There's your heat race number 2 winner, Cole Powell. We'll be right back. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Soares and Trevor Culver. Thoughts on the heat races so far tonight?
A lot of good racing. Thankfully, there hasn't been too much stuff torn up in heat races, and it looks like most guys are going to see the feature here later tonight, and that's why everyone comes here to run all the laps and to have a big shot to be the guy that stands over there on the front straightaway with a checkered flag.
Absolutely. We're still waiting to see, race fans, if we're going to have a bone stock last chance qualifier. No bone stocks on pit road as of yet. We might be heading right to the intermission here at the track, but no cars for the LCQ just yet. You've mentioned a couple of times during the heat races as some cars took advantage of that newer groove. When Delaware Speedway announced they were going to put some asphalt in to try and establish a second groove, were you excited or were you hesitant?
Definitely excited. When I first saw it, my initial thought was, with that pavement being new, the higher groove, maybe you're going to set it in there a little higher. If you're on your own, running your own lap, you're going to set it in there a little higher, and then once you have the grip and you get on the gas, maybe you'll cut to the bottom. Didn't actually turn out like that. It's mainly 2 different grooves. You run the bottom or you run the top. There's not a lot of straddling, maybe a little bit, but it definitely provides good side-by-side racing. Usually you could always get a good run out of turn 3 and 4 and pinch a guy down low on the bottom. 1 and 2 was always very tough, but with that new asphalt up there, it provides a lot better chance for the guy on the outside, because typically fans would say, oh, he's on the bottom. Well, here we go.
Right.
Here we go. The guy on the top's going to the back. He's going to get freight train, but lots of time, you'll probably even see it here tonight on these restarts. Those leaders might take the top. That's
right. We'll talk more about that on the other side of the break. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Soares and Trevor Culver and Joy Langdon. Let's go trackside to Joy right now.
Hey guys, I'm down here with the 00 team, bone stock team. Jay, that was a chaotic heat out there, and you're going to have to go through LCQs. What happened there?
we're all good, so we're ready for the feature.
And what's your strategy going to be for the feature?
Just get to the front as fast as you can. You don't really want all those cars in front of you.
All right, good luck in the feature.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joy, there with Jay Cox. We're back up here, top of the tower. Chris Soares, Trevor Culver. There is no LCQ tonight for the Bone Stocks, if I'm not mistaken. I heard it from our truck that we're in the intermission here at Delaware Speedway. We were talking about that second groove. And you were very, very good description of what it's like to drive it. What about the transition? The transition from the older pavement to that newer asphalt for a car at speed, is it a problem?
No, everyone thought it might be, but after, I don't know, well, we got probably 3,000 or 4,000 laps here with different cars on the track, probably even more than that actually. As the track has worn down, as more cars have been on the track, and not that you want to happen, but as cars have bottomed out on the track in certain spots, yeah, it'll wear that down and get rid of that bump. The more pressure you have on it too, everything's going to settle a little bit.
Take us through Trevor's from the Super Stock class here. Obviously, with the night off this week, we're so glad that he could join us. Take us through your 2022 season thus far.
Hasn't been everything we wanted it to be. We're usually well known to be one of the front runners in the Delaware Series here. We've had a couple good runs, a couple not so good runs. There we are in points. Looks like we're fourth in points. Not where we want to be, but you know what? Not part of my plan, but I'm going to say it's part of my plan. Last year we started out winning 3 of the first 4, and we ended up losing the points at the end of the year. So maybe this year we'll have a slower start and come strong in the end.
Yeah, are you, let's take the number 1 car out of that graphic for a sec. Are you surprised? Obviously you think you want to be in that top 3, but are you surprised with that top 3 at this point of the season?
Not really. Pete Vanderwis, fast last year, always fast. He's raced for a lot of years. He runs a McCall car, a good setup piece, and Pete's a good driver. Not surprised by that. Jay Dewar, same thing. He's ran a lot of years. He's actually in Pete Vanderwis' old car from last year, and he's a good driver. Andrew Ferreira, 2-time champion in the Super Stock Series. You look further behind me, Ryan Dyson.
Yeah.
He was good last year. He's getting more experience in the Super Stock Series. He's a good driver, and there is a lot of good cars. Even further behind me, you got Carson Nagy. He's another good shoe. There's a lot of good drivers in this class, and it makes for good racing. It's a lot of fun.
It's been a great class for about 5 or 6 years now. You were talking about Jake Hooker making his debut in the late models here at Delaware Speedway. Joey's with him right now.
Yeah, I'm here with Jake. From dirt to asphalt, how big of a change is it?
It's a huge change. We don't have as much adjustments in these asphalt cars as we do the dirt late models, and you don't need to be sideways as much.
Speaking of sideways, a lot of guys out here in the late models, especially this season more than ever, have had their elbows out. Is that an advantage coming from dirt where you can deal with the contact more?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to go elbows up. I'm not here to wreck anybody. We're just here to spin laps. You know, very fortunate for my car owner Brad Oth here in the dirt, and having my dad and Mike and Louie helping me. Just fortunate for everyone working on this car and trying to keep it all 4 corners on it.
You got any specific strategy?
Not be in the way of anybody and hopefully go to the front.
All right, good luck there.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joey and Jake Hooker. And Jake had one of the fastest laps in his heat race, as Trevor told us earlier on. We'll talk more about the 38 driver on the other side of the break. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. There you see Chris Soares, Trevor Culver Tower here at Delaware Speedway. Just before the break, Joy was talking with the 38 driver, Jake Hooker. Man, chip off the old block. Looks just like his dad, and we saw Kirk in the background.
Yeah, Kirk's raced here for a lot of years. I actually reached out to them this week, and we're talking to them a little bit about making a return here to Delaware Speedway. I said, what brought you guys back here? And they said they came down for a race a couple weeks ago and loved what they saw. They said, and I think we can all agree, Luke Ramsey and Russ Erlin doing a great job here with the weekly program, and they said they were very impressed. And 2 days later, they had a McCall car in their shop, in their stable, and a couple weeks later, we're here and we're seeing them run fast tonight.
So we're a few minutes out of the features. Let's look at the standings. We'll start with the Bone Stocks. And as you see, Jeremiah Rabideau had some trouble in his heat race tonight. came in with an 8-point lead over Joe Lawrence, and Joe Lawrence winning his heat race. Jordan Wilms in third, Rhea Givens rounding out the top 5, Cox Lawrence, Langford, Flanagan, Vanderwist Jr. So it tightened up after the heat race.
It actually, those top 2 spots should have flipped because Lawrence finished first, and I believe Rabideau, I was watching my race monitor here, he finished 9th. So
Yeah, true.
that 8 points
I
would have
think
been erased.
I think those were the standings heading into tonight.
Right,
I think
right.
that's what the guys in the truck are doing for us. But yeah, it definitely closed for sure after that. Here's the V8 stocks. Mesenberg out front by 11 over Ferguson, and then Orr, Clutterbuck, and Jordan Morris, who we didn't see. We only saw 4 cars tonight. The top 4 were the ones that we saw. As you can see by the point gap, those are the 4 that have the most action in the V8 stock division. So we'll see 4 in the feature this evening. Let's, I believe we have the late model standings. Yes, we do. Let's go with the late models. This is tight after the first place spot of Ray Morneau. Trevor Steckley, Pritical Robley separated by just 2 points.
Yeah, like there's a lot of good cars in this class, and that's where every point matters. When you see in the heat races, the guys are banging doors, whatever. It's like, come on, guys, it's heat. That heat race, those 2 points could win you the championship, and they could lose you the championship. So as much as guys will always say, oh, it's just a heat race, let's save it for the feature. Every point counts. Every race, every point, it all counts in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. There will not be an LCQ for the bone stocks. We are going right to the features, which will be 25 laps for the bone stocks, and 25 for the V8s, and 35 for the late models. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Soares and Trevor Culver here from our Superstock class here at the Speedway. And it's an atmosphere. I was just panning over as we came back to our tower camera. A lot of families, a lot of children. It is a family atmosphere when you come to the races here at Delaware on a Friday night, Trevor.
That's how you grow the sport. You get the kids involved. You get the kids liking racing like this. Unfortunately, they're maybe a little bit young to get into some of these cars, but there's lots of other stepping stones to get kids into these cars. But that's where it begins. Is mom and dad bring Junior to the races. He gets attracted to it big time. Bugs the living crap out of his parents, and he gets in a race car. That's kind of a little bit how my story went.
Okay, so you drove your parents nuts, and they said, okay, whatever, we're going to get you in a car then.
That's right. It's funny. My story is a lot different than how you might think it is. So my dad and his 6 brothers are all mechanics, own their own shop or work together at their shops. And my mom, a respiratory therapist, is the one who got me into racing. So
wow,
not how you think, but she's one that's with me in the shop pretty much every night. She's every week with me in the pits, and whenever she's not there, she's watching the NASCAR race every lap, every practice. It's pretty funny.
And I know you're one of your uncles very well. Your cousin Mason, running the mini trucks out at Gren Bend Speedway. Right. I watch him on Saturday nights at that quarter mile.
Yep.
And you were mentioning about the younger ages getting involved in racing. Well, one of the many tracks you could do that is with the smaller unit vehicles, the cars or the mini trucks.
Yep.
At a track like Gren Bend Speedway or a quarter mile, wherever, or maybe even a half mile, but definitely it'd be an eighth of a mile or a quarter mile to get them going. But yeah, there is stepping blocks there.
That's right, and that's where I began racing at Gren Bend Speedway, in the micro sprints, and then in the mini trucks later on in my Gren Bend Speedway career. That's what my cousin Mason is driving now. I'm fortunate enough to have him helping me on my crew on Friday nights, and then any extra time I'm trying to give him a little advice with what he's got going on there.
Let's go track side to Joey.
You're looking at the number 4 car now, the BT racing car, and it's being driven by the BT crew chief, Penny. Her first ever race after a couple seasons as the crew chief, getting her first taste behind the wheel. She'll be doing it in the number 4 BT racing car.
All right, thank you, Joey. Penny behind the wheel of the 4 car, getting set for the bone stock feature. There you see them getting set up on the pit road. We will be right back. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV. Brought to you by Oil Guard, Chris Orrs, and Trevor Culver. And we just had, can we get that shot again, Chris, in the truck? That shot we just had. We had the, see, top left corner, race fans, the 77 pit, Darrell Lake. And we saw Joey walking there. There we go. And there's Darrell with Joey. Joey, if you can hear me, let's go live to you right now, bud.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Darrell Lake. Darrell, heard you had a kind of an odyssey getting here this week.
It was certainly an uphill battle. We worked nonstop, exhaustingly, between our team and McCall's, putting in a lot of man hours trying to get this thing fixed up. It was a really big hit last week, so definitely a lot more damage than we were anticipating, and it was a lot more work. So running on energy drinks, but hey, we're out there, and it was worth it.
So is the car back up to 100%, or you think it's going to give you some trouble today?
It feels okay. Nothing's fallen off so far. We had okay speed, so I think we're into something. Got a pretty decent starting spot for the feature. We'll be starting 4th, so now we just gotta try and beat all those guys in that second heat.
So I said you had, like you said, you had a couple big hits. Is there anyone you're looking out for? Any number you're hoping to see in the front of in the rear view mirror?
Oh no, there's no need for retaliation on it. It was a very stupid move by all means. I don't think the outcome was intentional, but certainly don't need to retaliate on track. I can do it by doing it in victory lane.
For what it's worth, I said rear view. I meant pass them, but okay, whatever you want to, whatever you think I said.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Joey.
Race fans, this is what that means that you just heard. It's this right here. It's called Joey Langdon stirring the pot. Trevor, I don't think Darrell was ready for that one.
Yeah, that's Joey's part-time job. He's a chef in the background, stirring the pots like that all the time. That's good.
We have the bone stock feature on the track. Intermission is complete here. But Darrell also said something. How apprehensive are you as a driver when you say, well, it's good right now, nothing's fallen off it yet?
Yeah, no, well, that can be true. Like if you've had a week like he's had, there's possibility things could be falling off the race car, because when you're putting bolts and nuts back together at midnight or in the wee hours of the morning, yes, stuff can get forgotten. As much as you like to say that you've checked everything over 2 or 3 times, there's a lot to put together when you tear apart a race car and have to put it back together in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. We got a ton of bone stocks
38,
in this
I
feature.
believe. Yeah.
38 bone stocks in the feature, and guess who's up front, race fans? It's the Mini Coupe of Mr. Fairweather that will get the pole. How, that's just, is it look at the draw, or the race director say, you know what, let's put the Coupe up front just for giggles?
No, I think that had to do with where he finished in his heat race and how they have the invert. I guess he earned it fair and square, and it'll be interesting to see if this thing went green, which I don't believe will happen. And he got a good lead out front, he might be okay. But with this many cars, there has to be cautions. There's no other way.
Yeah. If this thing goes caution-free, I'm going to buy our producer a dinner. Not tonight, obviously, because it'll be too late for dinner, but maybe one day. I don't think this will go caution-free either, Trevor.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Let's go trackside to Joey Langdon.
Yeah, like you guys said, there's 38 cars on track. There could have been 2 more. We have 2 cars who will get a did not start. We've got the 15 over here who had some mechanical issues. We got the 24 over there who, well, let's say mechanical issues. You could also say caught on fire. So, I like to say flames paint makes the car go faster. Actual flames tend not to. I'd say the number 6 that you've been calling a Mini Cooper, that's a Fiat. So I'm interested to see how that car goes, especially how to deal with contact, because I don't know how it's going to avoid any contact with this supersized field.
All right, thank you, Joy. Appreciate that. That's actually a Fiat. Man, does it ever look like a Mini Coupe, but it is a Fiat on the pole for this bone stock feature. This is going to be good.
Yeah, get your popcorn, boys and girls. This is going to be a good one. Lots of side-by-side racing, and I bet you there might be a bit of contact.
25 laps here, feature race, says the Fiat will lead the field out of turn 4. Feature racing from Delaware, looking for the green flag. We are racing at the half mile and the Fiat is gone. Lots of contact already on the high side as the field will funnel in through turns 1 and 2. Wow, this looks like an enduro race from back in the day. I'll tell you that right now. This is awesome.
3 wide racing everywhere you look through the field. There's all sorts of contact happening here.
Lots of contact in the turn number 3. Fusil and Rockwood getting together. And the Fiat will lead the first lap.
I'm watching all these drivers' cars through the field, and one that is catching my eye is that 55 machine of Craig Cole. He was fast in the heat, and he's having a lot of luck getting through the field.
New leader in the turn number 3. That is the 17 out front, the blue and white machine. The 17 is Colin Willems out of London. And the 85 following through, that's Tyler Wheel. They were both strong in their heat race. And they're coming up quickly on the 4 car in the back of the field, driven by Penny, as Joey was telling us earlier. And so far, so good, as they'll go 3 wide into turn 3 again.
Yeah, that 50 machine made a good move on the bottom there of Phil Givens for a 4th spot.
The field rumbles past the stripe as the scoreboard here. We got a car around in turn 1. That's the 74. Field splits the 74 in turn 1. That's Stan Cook. And we'll get a caution. I believe that's the 74. That is 74 right there. Stan Cook will bring out our first caution. We did not have accurate laps on the Coca-Cola scoreboard here at the track. Now we see 3 laps complete and 22 to go here. So there's our quick prediction of not caution-free in 3 laps, Trevor Culver.
That's right. When you have this many cars racing this hard, wanting that checkered flag, it's not going to happen.
Were you old enough to remember the enduro races of the past? I don't think
I would have saw some of them as a kid that I don't remember. When I started racing here at Delaware, I saw the tail end of that era.
This looks like a smaller version of an enduro race. Enduro race, race fans, the cars were starting they started from stop position 3 wide, and they were 3 wide all the way back to the entrance of turn 3. That's how many cars there were. We're under caution. Bone stock feature, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back. We are back to green. Bone stock feature from the Delaware half mile.
The 17 of Colin Wilms is going to be the leader here as they turn 1 and 2. You got to watch that 7 of Pete Vanderwist Jr. though. He had some speed in the heat race. Watch him go 3 wide down the back.
Yeah, they'll split the Fiat down the back. The field will funnel into turn 3. A lot of the faster cars starting to come to the front. Rabideau's there inside the top 15 right now. And the leader is Craig Cole. And this could be huge for Cole, Trevor. With all these guys battling in some slower traffic, the 55 could get away here, but the 50's trying to track him down. That's Phil Givens.
That's right, Phil Givens, a lot of speed. And again, that leader, the 55 of Craig Cole, fast in the fast heat race. He made his way through traffic a lot better than some of these other ringers from the back. Let's see how it unfolds.
Jordan Wilms up to 3rd now in the 92 machine. There you see the 7, the black 7, that's Pete Vanderwist Jr. On the high side of Katie Starrett will make that pass, and the leader Craig Cole will lead him down the back one more time. Rabideau now inside the top 10. That's the points leader by a very narrow margin. He's up to 9th spot now as the field comes out of turn 4 to complete another lap.
Let's look at these front 4 cars. The 55 is your leader of Craig Cole. 2nd is the 50 of Phil Givens. 3rd is the 92 of Jordan Wilms. And 4th is Jordan Lawrence. Those 4 cars battle every week for the win. This is going to be no different tonight.
Quickly, let's go trackside to Joey.
Yellow. We have 1 car retired. Out there.
Came out. I saw somebody kind of get loose and spin, and then everybody kind of fucked up. And as that happened, I took a little bit of a hit in the rear end and just decided, you know what? That's enough for me tonight. So definitely, and then just need a couple more months.
Welcome back to the tower here as Joe Lawrence coming to the front, Trevor, to 78.
Yeah, that 78 machine's been working real good tonight. He won his heat race. He started further towards the back, all the way up to P3.
Vanderwist Jr. up to 5th, Cox to 6th, Rabideau fighting with Lucille for 7th, as the cream of the crop coming to the front in this bone stock feature with 38 cars. The Fiat, the 6th car of Fairweather, slow on the backstretch. He'll duck into the pit area, I believe. Yes, he'll come in. That was the pole sitter. As the leader, Craig Cole, the 55, leads a foursome out front, down to back. Wilms in 2nd, Joe Lawrence in 3rd, and the 50 is Givens in 4th.
Yeah, those front four are single file as they go through the field, but your battle here on the racetrack side by side.
Sorry, Trevor, caution on the speedway. I don't see. Oh, we got a front bumper high in turn 2.
Debris, right.
And that was, I was just going to talk about that after you were analyzing your particular video there. That came off the 74, I'm pretty sure, of Stan Cook, because it was dragging big time on the front of that car.
Right. Yeah, so there you go. You can see the 74 car does have a bumper missing. What we can see happen there is that big lead that Craig Cole is totally erased. It's going to bunch everything back up, and everyone else who's further back in the field or in that 2nd, 3rd, 4th on back spot, they're licking their chops right now. This is good for them.
There you see Stan Cook. Actually, the front bumper is on the front stretch. More of the bumper high in turn 2. We're inside caution. Bone stock feature from Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Still under caution here, 16 laps to go. White flag being displayed now to the field. Bone stock feature. Let's go. I believe we're going trackside to Joy Langdon. Joy?
The number 6 team. You're mentioning there's a mini.
Yeah, well, we're just trying her out for the first time, and well, we've been trying to get out all season, but been a little tight on time. So tonight was just a test. We did pretty well, I think. It was fun. It's fun to drive. Looks fun to drive. But looks like we've got a cooling issue that we need to work out. Something we'll get better at for maybe next time.
So what's the strategy with all these very physical drivers going in a much smaller car?
It's like a little different. Everybody's here with big cars, big power. I wanted to go lighter, and this thing's maybe got 105 horsepower, but I think when we work the kinks out, it'll be a little quicker too.
All right, hope to see you.
All right, thank you, Joy. So the 6-car Mini Coupe with Mr. Fairweather behind the wheel. We're back to green flag racing here. Bone stock feature, 15 to go this time by. Side-by-side battle for the lead, Trevor.
Yeah, you see these front three, the fastest all year long. Today's no different. You got the 55 of Craig Cole on the bottom, the 92 of Wilms on the top, and here goes Joe Lawrence, 3 wide down the back for the lead.
Yeah, Cole was so fishy through turn 1, but fights back 3 wide into turn 3, and he'll peel out of that battle. It's Wilms on the high side, Lawrence on the inside, out of turn 4 for the lead.
This time the stripe, it's going to be the 92 of Wilms who gets that one, 55 of Cole. He's going to go 3 wide on the bottom now.
And there's the 50 of Gibbons, wants to join the party. The front 4 up the hill, down the back. Vanderwist Jr. in the 7, side by side with Cox for 5th. Then it's the points leader of Rabideau. They'll work through turns 3 and 4. Lawrence dives to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide at the stripe here for the lead. Contact between Cole and Wilms.
As that happens out front, there's a couple other cars sneaking up into the picture. The 0-0 of Jay Cox and the 7 of Pete Vanderwist Jr. Add them into the mix. These front 6 are fast.
Now there's 9 altogether. The cream has risen to the top here at the Bone Stock feature. Cox is there, Vanderwist, Rabideau, Chris Lawrence, Langford's there, Rhea and Fusile all at the front.
Yeah, this is a stout field of cars here tonight. Lots of good side-by-side racing and lots of fast cars who have a chance at this one.
Up to Delaware Hill, down the back. Cole will lead the bunch, followed by Lawrence in the 78. Then it's Givens, Cox up to 4th. Side-by-side battle as Wilms has lost quite a few spots. He'll lose another one to Rabideau, and Jeremiah Rabideau into the top 5.
Very narrowly, the 78 of Joe Lawrence is gaining back on that 55 of Craig Cole. Looks like Cole's a little bit better in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, Lawrence has the advantage.
Now the front five trying to get away. Wilms is just a hair off the pace. Chris Lawrence on the high side of Jordan Wilms now for position. That's for 6th, as the front 9's been split in half, or sorry, the front 10's been split in half.
As you see going into turn 1 and 2, looks like there's a move for the 4 spot. The 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau, he's back up in the top 3.
Yeah, he passed Cox. Now he's on the inside of Gibbons, the 50 machine. There you see it right in your screen right now. That's the points leader in the 5. Up to 3rd, Jeremiah Rabideau trying to get to the front.
You're talking about points. You've got points leader of Rabideau and 2nd place of Joe Lawrence. Those two are battling for the championship, and they're battling here for 2nd place momentarily.
8.5 laps to go, but don't look away, race fans, because the leaders are straightaway away from a ton of traffic at the back end of this lap. Here comes Cole out of turn 4 to complete another lap. 8 to go, that time by.
You might have the fastest car on the racetrack, but you got to have a car on the racetrack that can turn. When you go through lap traffic, you got to be able to slice and dice through those lap cars. We will see who can do that in a couple laps.
Cole's the leader, then he got the top 2 in points. 2nd and 3rd on the track in reverse order. Joe Lawrence 2nd in points, 2nd on the track. The points leader, Jeremiah Rabideau, 3rd on the track with 7 to go.
It's all about how you catch traffic too. High out of turn 4, out of turn 2, there's a slow car.
Oh, that's, you see on the 32, as you see on your screen, they flew by him. He'll go into the pits, Trevor.
Yeah, that's right. As you catch lap traffic, if you catch him on the straightaway, that's a perfect spot. If you catch him in the corner, that can cause a lot of trouble for you. Maybe the guy behind you catches him on the straightaway and gains some speed. We'll see how it goes.
Great job by Chris Lawrence, who didn't have that good of a heat race. Now he's up to 6th, as the front 3 are catching 5 cars here on the back here with 5.5 laps to go.
Jeremiah Rabideau is on the move.
We got a spin. Trevor at the tire, and just stopping shy of the tire. We'll go caution on the speedway. And I believe, is that the 64 I see in the door?
That
William
is the 64, that's right.
William Clausen out of St. Thomas brings out the caution with officially, I believe, 6 laps to go here in the bone stock feature.
So as that happens, the lap cars being a factor in this race is no longer. They're not going to catch lap cars in 6 laps once they get going. If they do, it might be one very slow car. That factor is gone. The new factor restarts. We got side-by-side racing with a fast car on the bottom, a fast car on the top, and a bunch of cars
Let's go to the replay
ready to
here.
move to the front.
That's the yellow car
Yeah,
that we're looking
hard to
at here.
see. Looks like the 89 of Katie Starrett, I believe.
Bonnie Sue Starrett.
Bonnie Sue Starrett got into that 64 car. A little bit of contact there. Thankfully, I don't think it made contact with the tire.
Oh, so we're under caution. 6 laps to go here. Bone stock feature. We'll be right back. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. There you see the front of the pack. Let's set the table. 6 laps to go. Bone stock feature. The cream has risen to the top as they come out of turn 4 looking for the green flag. Green flag, we're racing with 6 to go here in the bone stock feature.
Good even start there as you see the 55 of Cole on the bottom, the 78 of Lawrence on the top. If Lawrence can keep him at bay on the inside, he's going to run down the backstretch.
It's Craig Cole in the 55, Joe Lawrence in the 78, then the points leader, the 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau, then Jay Cox in the 00, Chris Lawrence up to 5th in the 28, as the field will come by to complete another lap. 5 to go, this time by slow car, high in turn 4, almost coming to a complete stop. The 22 machine.
Back up at the front of the field, the 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau. He's going to grab that 2nd spot, and he's going to set his sights on the leader of 55, Craig Cole.
The 22 back underway, has a flat right front tire. The points leaders come all the way to the front, and pressure on the leader, Craig Cole, with 4 to go this time by.
When that happens, the 5 might put pressure on the 55, and when that happens, the 78 is going to gain all that room. We'll see what happens in these last 4 laps.
Rabideau had trouble in his heat race, finished near the back in his heat race, but now he's near the front, and the 5 is really taking advantage of turn 2. If we can watch him this time by with 3 to go, watch the 5 in turn 2. especially in the entrance, and he gets a good bite here up the hill. Look at him, all over the back of Craig Cole, Trevor. That 5 really works well in turn 2.
You're right, all over the back bumper there. The thing that the 55 has going for him in turn 3 and 4 is he sends it up a little bit higher and carries a little more speed there. So if Cole can't make it to his inside and be right with him in the corner, he's going to have a tough time getting by.
Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go. Bone stock feature, Craig Cole in the top spot. Jeremiah Rabideau wants it. Joe Lawrence in 3rd, Cox in 4th. Givens recovers to 5th. Langford up to 6th. Then it's Chris Lawrence, Rhea, and Vanderwist Jr.
Yeah, we're going to see the white flag come out this time by the 55 of Cole has the advantage, but the rider Rabideau, a bit of a run going into turn 1 and 2.
Here come the leaders through turns 1 and 2. Rabideau closes right in on Cole. Can he stay with him down the back? 55 will extend the lead. Rabideau tucked in closely but couldn't stay with him. Into turn 3, Craig Cole trying to bring this home. The points leader right there to the inside, and maybe contact. There is contact, and Cole's gonna hold on for the win. Rabideau will come home 2nd, Joe Lawrence in 3rd. Cox will edge out Givens for 4th. Langford in 6th. Chris Lawrence in 7th. Ray in 8th. Vanderwist Jr. in 9th. But what a finish in contact out of turn 4, Trevor.
Yeah, you knew the only way the 5 was going to be able to get by the 55 to get that win, especially with the lead that he had, was some contact. He raced clean. He didn't get too hard into him. 55, checkered flag.
All right, so we're going to have Craig Cole come around to the Victory Lane interview. We're going to send it down trackside to the interview momentarily, but wow, 38 cars. Well, we have only about 4 cautions, Trevor. Not bad.
Yeah, that was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
No, that was a lot of good racing, good side-by-side racing, and in my head, I did the points from the heat race to this feature. I think after that, we're going to have a dead tie for the lead between Joe Lawrence and the 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau, so really tightens things up.
That is unbelievable. We still have yet to come the V8 stock feature and our late model feature. Let's send it to trackside for the post-race interview with the Bone Stock feature race winner, the 55 of Craig Cole.
An excellent run. First of all, they started your way back in the pack there. Did you think you had the car to get through everybody, or was it wait for caution?
Well, I was kind of not looking forward to those cautions to tighten everything up, but makes for a good race. There's a lot of fast cars here that any one of them can do it.
You had a dangerous guy, real fast guy, Jeremiah Rabideau, right behind you there. What was your thought? Just keep it to the bottom?
Yeah, I was just trying to keep it to the bottom so he didn't sneak in underneath me. He's a good driver too, and a really quick car. So.
I know a lot of people make this happen. You got a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank family and friends, Angela and Sophia, Triple B Racing, Siskins the law firm, all the boys down at Beachville, which are pretty much
Still
all
not
of them
mine.
right here.
That's Craig Cole, winner of your dad's Bone Stock feature.
All right, that was the Craig Cole, our feature racer. Just talked to Trevor just quickly before we go to break. GM Russ Over just came by, touched me on the shoulder. Not bad, eh? He says, yeah, 38 cars, 4 cautions. That's pretty good, Russ. When we come back, V8 stock feature race from Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV presented by Oilgar. Welcome back, Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV presented by Oilgar. They're just finishing up the 50-50 draw, as well as the Strathroy First Scouts in-house today, running the 50-50 here at Delaware Speedway, and the 55 of Craig Cole is going to get out of here very shortly. There you see the cars for the V8 stock feature, 4 of them here tonight. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention that they were going to do 25 laps. Now the V8 stocks are only doing 15 laps tonight in the feature race. Race fans, so they're going to come up momentarily. Looking forward to that late model race as well, Trevor. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this burnout here from the 55 of Craig Cole. He just won that feature, and he wanted to get the crowd involved. He said when he was down there in his interview, you guys want to see me burn the tires off, and there was a lot of positive reactions. There's kids running down the hill watching this. Pretty cool for a lot of race fans to see this.
Smoke show here at the front stretch from the Bone Stock feature race winner, the 55 of Craig Cole. When you win a feature race and you start to burn the tires down, does the crew get upset?
Absolutely, especially when we have a tire rule. We're only allowed 1 tire a week, and I know that. Most of the times, I'm usually pretty careful on my tires, unless it's been a crazy weekend. I've had enough, and I want to show how happy I am, burn it down.
Absolutely, a big white cloud of tire smoke drifts down the track towards turn number 4 as the V8 stocks come out for their 15-lap feature. They've been reduced by 10 laps. There was actually a vote, from what we understand, at Tech Garage between the 4 drivers. Hey, do you want to stick with the 25 or do you want to do 15? The vote was 3-1 in favor of dropping to 15. We don't know who the driver was that wanted to run 25, but obviously got outvoted. So they're going to be running 15 laps here, and Orr is going to have the point position in the 95, then it's going to be Clutterbuck in the 72, Ferguson in the 23, and Mesenberg in the 810, as we cannot see them with the smoke yet, but the smoke drifting up the hill now into the fans in turn 4, who are probably going to stink like tire smoke now on the way home.
Yeah, that's okay. That's one of the things you bring home from the racetrack.
That's right. So we're talking earlier about, I wanted to just quickly go back to Hooker for a second. Races dirt. Where's your race? Buxton?
Southern Ontario Speedway?
Southern Ontario Speedway.
Southern Ontario Speedway, yeah, that's right. I believe he's got 3 feature wins there so far this year. Lot of experience on dirt, a lot of success on dirt, and as you saw earlier in his interview, it's a whole nother animal to race here on asphalt. He's doing a heck of a job, though. We'll see how he does in the feature.
White flag on the Speedway for the V8 stock feature. That's what's up next tonight from Delaware Speedway, 15 laps. And the 4 cars is set to do battle here for 15 laps. The 95 Ethan Orr, the St. Thomas, your point car, and the 72 of Chad Clutterbuck from Bothwell. The 23 Jeff Ferguson from Ayr, Ontario, and the 810 Kyle Mesenberg from Dutton. So 15 laps as the field is set, coming through turns 3 and 4, looking for the green flag from the starter stand. Green flag in the air, they mash the gas. We're racing with the V8 stocks, and Clutterbuck trying to get to the lead early, and contact already into turn 1. Clutterbuck drifts up the top. Mesenberg can't fill the hole, and Orr will grab the lead, Trevor.
Yeah, a lot of side-by-side racing here. That 810 of Mesenberg, we know he's fast, but he's bottled up in the back there as the rest of them race side-by-side.
Here's Ferguson now trying to get to the inside of the leader. Nice cut inside of turn 4. And he'll get to him even into turn 1. And Ferguson will go to the lead. Mesenberg trying to follow him through.
Mesenberg going to work his way down on the bottom for that second spot under the 95 of Ethan Orr. He's got his sights set on the 23 of Jeff Ferguson.
Yeah, and in the heat race, Mesenberg was really cornering well with that 810 and grabbed second spot. Nose to tail, front 3 all by themselves.
Yeah, they're still a ways away from the breakout time here. The breakout time in this class is 21.4. They're 21.7 that lap. It's going to take a bit for them to get strung out before they get much faster than this.
And you saw that in turn 2. Mesenberg got really squirrely. Contact with Orr in turn 4 as Ferguson is trying to get away into 23.
Yeah, that's side-by-side racing for the second spot. Ethan Orr, a younger driver here in the V8 stocks, but he's racing hard. He's saying, I'm here, guys. I'm here to race.
That's right. He's looking a lot more racer than he did in the heat race, that's for sure. Trevor Ferguson out to about 9 car length lead now. Mesenberg in the second, Orr third, Clutterbuck in fourth. Coming around, 11 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, looks like 11 laps to go. It looks like each lap these cars are getting a little bit faster. The 23 of Jeff Ferguson with the fastest lap of the race that time by 21:73.
Pretty evenly apart now at the back. Ferguson up front. Mesenberg or Clutterbuck 10 to go this time by. The 23 having a little trouble with turn 4. Mesenberg closed the gap.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like he got a little bit squirrely there in the turn 3 and 4, and 810 closed the gap just like you said. He's got 1 car length lead on the back. He's really eating into that lead.
Yeah, it looks like the 23 gets a little loose in the cornering, and Mesenberg, that front end of that 810 machine, Trevor, just leading the car through the corner.
Yeah, that 810's been hooked up all night long. It's been hooked up all season long. The Mesenberg crew has that thing working.
Front 2 all together now, and they'll battle at the front. Or distanced in third right now, and Clutterbuck in fourth. 8 laps to go this time by Ferguson, trying to protect the lead on Mesenberg.
Yeah, you see the 810 of Mesenberg. He's got the better car right now. He just needs to be patient, wait for that 23 to make a mistake, and when he does, that's his time to pounce.
And he's trying to pounce to the inside right now. Ferguson gets a good launch out of turn 2. And will hold the lead. Mesenberg looks high, looking maybe at a crossover. And he does duck to the inside. Man, he was close to the tire there, Trevor.
Yeah, this is tight racing here. The 23 of Ferguson, he's not making it easy for Mesenberg.
No, not at all. 7 laps to go here for the V8 stock feature. Mesenberg looks high out of corner exit now, down the back. Ferguson, the leader in the 23. Mesenberg in the 810. That's your points leader. Looks high again out of turn 4, and a good job by Ferguson to protect that inside groove.
Yeah, really evenly speed here in these top 2 cars. They're bumper to bumper down the back.
Nose to tail, 5.5 to go here with the V8 stocks. It's Ferguson out front, Mesenberg in second, Orr in third, Clutterbuck in fourth, but the battle is up front.
One of the easiest spots to make passes are off the corner in turn 4 and off the corner in turn 2, and the 23 is taking away the lane from the 810.
Yeah,
look at the contact.
Yeah, except for that particular turn, Trevor, but the 23 trying to fight back. 810 of Mesenberg sticking the nose in there to the door out of turn 4. Caution on the speedway, and it's the Clutterbuck machine. I don't see. Oh, he's around in turn 2.
Yep.
Turn 2 is the caution.
That was everything that the 23 wanted.
Exactly. So the rule is the last full completed lap by the entire field, so the 23 will be the leader.
The 23 should be the leader there. The 810 got a bit of a run off of turn 2, made that move to the bottom. Like I said, those are the easiest spots to pass. As you're coming off the corner, when some guys have ill handling race cars, they get loose and slide up, or they get tight and push up. When that happens and your car's turning and working, that's where you make the passes. Coming off turn 2, coming off turn 4. The 23's been taking away the lane off of turn 4. He slid up a bit there. 810 made a run for it, and a lot of contact in 3 and 4 to make that pass. Thankfully, the caution flag came out, and the 23 is in a bit better position.
Quickly, we're going to step away. When we come back, the restart V8 stock feature, Delaware Speedway Racing, Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Some racing here from the half mile. Chris Soares, Trevor Culver, Joy Langdon trackside. V8 stock feature, 5 to go. Ferguson at the point. Green flag, we're racing at Delaware.
Yeah, Ferguson's got a bit of an advantage as they head into turn 1 and 2 here, but the 810 of Kyle Mesenberg is keeping him honest on the outside with the run down the back.
Don't forget, Orr in the 95 has reeled him in due to the caution. He might have something to say about it. 4.5 laps to go side by side for the lead through turns 3 and 4. Ferguson on the inside. Mesenberg on the high side out of 4.
Just like we talked about earlier, lots of times you would not say the high groove is preferred here at Delaware Speedway. Kyle Mesenberg trying to prove us wrong here with the new asphalt and the good run on the top.
They'll continue side by side down the back. Orr's trying to stay in touch. Clutterbuck a distant 4th. Here come the leaders out of turn 4. Mesenberg with the edge. Ferguson trying to fight back on the inside. 3 to go.
Turns 1 and 2 is where you make the ground up on the bottom, and the 23 of Ferguson is going to have to do that if he's going to beat him. He got sideways there. Mesenberg to the lead.
Mesenberg with a great corner exit as well. Got a little tap from the 23 into the corner. Now the front 3 all together. Popsicle sticks in the air this time by. 2 to go. V8 stock feature.
That's going to be a tough pill to swallow for the 23. He got a little bit loose there, and Mesenberg got by.
And the 810 trying to stretch his legs now. Down the back out to about a 5-car length lead. Looking for the white flag this time by the 810, Kyle Mesenberg.
Yeah, that 810 of Kyle Mesenberg, he's hooked up. He's out front. Nothing's in his way as long as there's not another caution. You got to give him the trophy. He's got that thing working well tonight.
White flag, last lap here. V8 stock feature, another fantastic corner exit out of 2. Down the back, Mesenberg out to 6-car lengths now. Ferguson in second, Orr third, Clutterbuck 4th, out of turn 4. Kyle Mesenberg to the lead. He'll keep it. He'll take the checkered flag.
I think the 94 of Ethan Orr deserves a pat on the back after that one. Big improvement from the heat race. He was right with those guys at the end.
Absolutely. Kyle Mesenberg will win the feature. Jeff Ferguson finishes second, the 95 of Ethan Orr third. And the 72, Chad Clutterbuck, comes home in 4th. And Mesenberg will come around for Victory Lane celebration. We still have 35 laps of late model feature race action coming up right after the V8 stock interview. Nice to see. It'd be nice to see more car count. We talked about this. We documented it plenty earlier on tonight, but it'd be nice to see more car count in this division.
Oh, for sure it would. But with the cars that we had here, that was some good racing. That was some good side-by-side. I couldn't believe how long Ferguson held them off. But like I said, with these two different grooves, it makes it. It gives opportunities to pass, but it also makes it tough to pass when you can stay wound up on the top, and you can block the guys coming off the corner on the bottom. It allows all sorts of different things.
Let's go trackside for the interview with Kyle Mesenberg.
You at the back, obviously you had plenty of time there. What was your biggest concern?
I had a tough time getting by the 23 there, and yeah, just gave it some time to restart, gave me a chance to start on the outside and weasel my way by.
You've been really good at keeping it under the breakout time the last couple weeks. What's the strategy with that?
Rev limiter.
And I know you got a lot of people you want to thank down here.
Yeah, I got to thank Doxitator Property Maintenance, the new Pennzoil Victory Lane, Ferguson Fancy Beans, Mesenberg Chemicals, the Car Doctor in London, and Watson Racing.
One more thing. What do you got to say to everybody who's got a V8 and is thinking about bringing it out here?
Get them out here. We need some more cars out here, and with the breakout time, do whatever you need to go that fast.
That's Kyle Mesenberg, driver of the 810, winner of your Doxitator Properties Maintenance V8 stocks feature.
When we come back, 35 laps, late model feature on deck. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oilgar. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Some speculation that the Ferguson 23 might have won that. Mesenberg might have broke out. Trevor, do we have some stats?
Yeah, looking at race monitor here, looked like he ran a 21:53, and the breakout time is 21:4. So I don't believe that happened unless they change the breakout time.
No, I thought it was 21.4, so
no,
missed
as
it by
long
10.
as it hasn't broken. As long as they haven't changed the time, I'm not sure why that other team be celebrating, because he never broke it.
Okay, so right now unofficially, Mesenberg is your V8 stock feature race winner. We have the late models on track. You had a car count, Trevor. What was it?
Yeah, I think there's 20 or 21 here tonight.
Is awesome.
It's pretty impressive.
That is awesome for the late model class here as we get set for 35 laps. And where is my pace car? Right there. So Steve Aron will be the pole car. Barry Watson will be outside row number 1. Patrick Field inside row 2. Darrell Lake, he won his heat race outside row number 2. Then Ray Morneau, the points leader, inside row 3 with Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. on his outside. Oh no, Friel is actually stopped now. He's dropping back. Maybe his starting position is farther back.
No, I have a good feeling that happens all the time. I have a good feeling that as he got out on the racetrack, his steering wheel was not positioned properly. He wasn't happy with how it's positioned. So he stopped on the backstretch, moved the position of the steering wheel, and now he's going back up into the 3rd spot.
Okay, so we have rows 1, 2, 3 covered. Row 4 is going to be Kyle Steckley and Matt Robley. Row 5 is Pritico and Powell. Row 6 is Hooker and McCullough. Row 7 is Mark Jacobs and Caleb Wood. Row 8 is Schrank and Chapman. Row 9 is Lidster and Rawlings. Row 10 will be Zagarodny and Peyton Jacobs. So 20 late models set to do battle for 35 laps. And they'll get the double upside here. Quickly, your thoughts on what you expect in this feature, Trevor?
There's a lot of fast race cars here. You got to look at Patrick Friel starting 3rd. You got to look at Darrell Lake, who won that heat race, starting 4th. Then you got to look no further than 5th spot, the 03 of Ray Morneau. He's a points leader. He's won races here before. He's a fast race machine, and there's no reason why I don't see one of those three having a real good shot at winning this thing.
White flag on the speedway here as the late models come by one more time under caution speed. Set for 35 laps here to wrap things up on another beautiful night here at Delaware Speedway. It's been a great night. Temperature's fantastic. Blue skies up there turning quickly, or not quickly, but turning steadily to nighttime. And the half mile lit up here in Delaware, Ontario. Steve Aron at the point, set for 35 laps. Late model feature, ready to rumble here at the half mile. Out of turn 4. Green flag in the air, we're racing at Delaware.
Good start for that 37. He's going to take the lead with a 1 car length lead. Oh, not that easy. The 45 of Barry Watson says, I'm on the top and I'm coming.
Mark Jacobs way off the pace in the 96, way off the pace at the back of the field. As the field rumbles out of turn 4 and almost contact there. And Watson to the lead, Friel to second.
3-wide move on the bottom for Patrick. Friel was good enough to get him up to second. Thankfully, the 37 Aron hung on to it. Darrell Lake had to keep his eye peeled to miss that one.
Mark Jacobs to pit lane. Lake gets stalled by behind Aron. Stackley up a spot. Ray Morneau up a spot.
A lot of movement here as we watch these guys get through the pack.
Front 5 single file. Connor Prince. Oh, contact! Aron's on the wall. He's on the wall into turn 3. He's going to slide up the track. He's dragging and sparks flying off the 37. We're still green on the racetrack.
Something's going wrong with that 37 car. He's got a right front flat. There's a 60 car of Ron Beauchamp Jr. slow on the front stretch. I got to see a caution coming here. We're still green.
Field flying out of turn 4. Beauchamp Jr. And we're going to go caution. As Beauchamp Jr. is stalled. Look out! He stopped on the inside of turn 1. Everybody's got to go high. And everybody with the spotters in their ear go high as the 60 comes to rest on the inside groove at turn 1 and the 37 on the pit lane. Wow.
A lot happened there in 4 laps.
Let's go to the replay. Trevor, take us through it.
Yeah, you could just see the field really had to lock it up there and make sure they didn't get into the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. as he had something go south on him as he is sitting in the entrance of turn 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Steve Aron. Maybe he got a little high in turn 2 exit, but he rolled the wall for about a quarter of that backstretch.
Yeah, when you do that, those tires can't hold on to that long. That's really going to shake things up here. When you look at who got through traffic well, one guy who really impressed me, and he didn't do anything spectacular. He kept his nose clean, and he got in the right holes. That's that rookie out there, the 38 of Jake Hooker. He's all the way up to 7th spot.
Yeah, good run so far by the 38 machine. We're under caution and not a completed lap yet according to the scoreboard. Still 35 laps on the scoreboard. What do you got there on the...
No, it looks like the scoreboard is a little behind.
So what do you got? I know there's
3
at
laps
least 2.
in, 32 to go.
Okay,
Yep.
so 3 laps in, 32 to go.
One guy that we all had our eyes on tonight was a 77 of Darrell Lake. He had a bit of trouble getting through traffic there. That was just because there's so much movement with cars. Him trying to keep his nose clean, which he did. So he's maybe a little bit further back than he'd like to be. Some guys like Patrick Friel did a really good job getting through traffic, and he's going to start second here going into this restart.
We're under caution. Late model feature from Delaware Speedway. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Under caution, late model feature. Let's go trackside to Joey Langdon.
Hey guys, I've been walking through pit lane, and a lot of teams were not happy with how late that yellow came out, specifically Caleb Wood's pit crew. The crew chief was up on top of the pit box screaming at the tower, asking where the yellow was. They're worried that yellow came out a little late, so they're hoping that everything stays safe the rest of the way.
Thank you, Joy. Joy sporting a racing team hat there. I wonder if he's getting some benefits of that, maybe some cash.
Joey's doing all sorts of things down there. He's stirring the pot, he's getting hats.
Still under caution here. We're looking for the white flag this time by. Barry Watson's your new leader here with 32 laps still left to go in this late model feature. Patrick Friel will be outside row 1. And then it's Morneau and Steckley, row 2. Lake and Pritico in 3. And Hooker and Robley in row number 4. Powell and McCullough, row number 5. But yeah, that 38 machine of Jake Hooker looking really impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually when you look at row 4.
Oh, there you see the marks, I think, right there is Steve Moran as he rode the wall.
Yeah, he did get the wall.
Yeah, he did. Right side tires, you said that's not going to last the tires too long.
All right, we're going to come to the green flag as we come through turn 3 and 4 here. Take us to it, Chris.
All right, Barry Watson at the point here. 32 laps to go. Late model feature on a Friday night from the half mile. They'll mash the gas out of turn 4. Green flag and a great jump by Patrick Friel.
We're going to have to watch that restart and make sure Friel didn't jump it. He had quite a lead as they go into turn 1. He's got the lead and he is sailing down the backstretch.
Yeah, watching the flag stand right now. We're still going to stay. I don't think there's going to be a call back here.
Doesn't look like it.
Friel at the front. Here comes Steckley on the outside looking for the second spot.
Morneau's looking to go 3 wide into turn 1 underneath the 45 of Watson.
And almost contact there. Watson keeps the spot, but he's under attack by Pritico on the high side. Morneau to 5th, Robley to 6th, and Lake trying to come to the front.
As that happens, we see the 22 of Kyle Steckley with a big run on the inside. He wants that lead at the Harrington of turn 1.
22 machine looking really stout, side by side with Friel, up the hill, down the back, drag race for the lead.
Steckley's going to get that advantage as they go turns 3 and 4. Friel says, nope, I'm doing a crossover. He's all over the back bumper of the 22.
Connor Pritico in the 19 up the 3rd. Morneau to 4th. Watson falling back. He's under siege on the high side by Robbie. Now Pritico under the 18 for the second spot. And Friel might be having a problem. Now Morneau to his inside.
Morneau is going to follow that freight train through, and we've got the 18 of Patrick Friel. He's got a problem. He's high, wide, and handsome out of the groove.
Yeah, he might have some. Oh, and Watson's around in turn 2 in the inside grass. Caution on the speedway. What a break for Patrick Friel, too. He did not lose a lap. He'll be able to come in and get service. You cannot lose a lap under caution for the feature race. Is that correct?
Or yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
Yeah,
he's not going to lose a lap.
So he can come in and get it fixed if it's just a tire or something, right?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't see any sparks coming here, but I see him going super slow. It looked like a tire with how slow he's going.
There's Watson, the 45. Great camera shot there into the infield grass.
Thankfully, we haven't got any rain here that he's going to be able to get out easy.
Yeah. Second time and let's go. I'm going to go to the truck. What's his name again? I didn't hear that name, but it's his only second time out for our cameraman in turn 1, and he got a great shot there at the 45 of Watson going inside. Well done. All right, so we're under caution here. Late models, 28 laps to go. We'll step away again. Don't go anywhere. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Onogard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. We're caution in the speedway. Patrick Friel has just left pit road. It looked like they replaced the tire. Let's go trackside to Joy Langdon.
I'm over here at the Jacobs Racing Box. Tough night for them. The 96 is off track now. Something broke in the differential. The 5 is still on track, but the 5 is having major brake issues. But they're going to stay on track. She's going to try and finish the race, but won't be competitive. Major brake issues on the 5.
Thank you, Joey. And to screen left or Joey's right from that camera angle is the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. He had to get towed 2 cautions ago, towed off the speedway in turn 1, so he's done for the night as well. White flag on the speedway. Watson back on the track as well after his spin, but Connor Pritico has the lead. Trevor and Steckley will start outside row 1.
Yeah, this will be interesting here. Steckley is actually the leader, and he chose the outside, right?
That's right, sorry.
So Steckley is the leader. He chose the outside, and with these late models, if you can get it wound up on the top, that seems to be the spot to go.
I can't remember the last time a leader chose the outside here at Delaware until 2022, Trevor.
That's right.
All right, so the field stacks up. The leader is the outside car. The 22 is Steckley. 19 is Pritico. Out of turn 4, looking for the green. Green in the air, we're racing with 28 to go.
Great jump for the number 22 of Kyle Steckley as he's going to take the lead and funnel into the bottom as they head off of turn 2.
Here comes Matt Robley on the high side of the points leader. Ray Morneau Jr. That's a side-by-side battle for third. Into turn 3, the 51 looking really stout now on the outside.
The 51 of Robley was fastest in practice, and he's showing us tonight he's got a fast race car. He wants a feature win.
Nose to tail, front 10, as the train rumbles down the back here at the half mile. Steckley out front.
I'm keeping my eye further back in the field on another white and black car. That's the number 38 of Jake Hooker. First starter Delaware, he's running 5th.
Challenged by Morneau inside of Robley for third. Down the back, they're side by side. Hooker in 4th. Lake right there. There's Hooker and Lake. That is 5th and 6th on the track, race fans.
They're going side by side for that third position. That's the battle between the 03 of Ray Morneau and the 51 of Matt Robley. They are door to door, side by each down the back.
They'll drag race down to the back. There's Morneau in the 03. Robley in the 51. In through turns 3 and 4. The leaders are getting away as this battle rages on.
That's exactly what the leaders want to see. Those two are going to battle it out, and the front two are going to pull away. Perfect for those front two cars.
Hooker trying to get to this pair you see on TV right now. That's a battle for third. It's Hooker in the 38. You'll see him right there in the 5th spot coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, it's really tough to make these passes. You get a little bit going into the corner onto the bottom, but the top you can get the run off. Looks like Morneau's going to do it on the bottom.
Morneau will take the 3rd spot. Robley falls into 4th, then it's Hooker. How much damage did that do to tire wear on Robley's car, you think?
No, not too much. I think Robley was pushing it pretty hard. That might be the only thing that's hurting him, is he pushed it that hard on the outside. Maybe got his tires a little bit hot. We'll see. Looks like the 38's pretty racy behind him.
Back in the field, Powell makes a pass on Darrell Lake. That's for 6th. There you see Robley and Hooker. That is 4th and 5th on the racetrack with 21 laps to go.
Yeah, that 22 of Kyle Steckley, he's hooked up pretty good out front. Who knows if Connor Pritico's showing his card or not.
Hooker got really loose in turn 2 and lost a ton of track position. Now under siege on the inside from Cole Powell. The 38 getting really squirrely. Contact there with the 73. There's the leader Steckley out of turn 2.
Yeah, as we see on the screen here now, the 73 of Cole Powell all over the back bumper of Jake Hooker. Is Hooker getting loose here, or is that a fluke incident? We'll see as it unfolds.
There's Hooker in the 38, Powell in the 73, Darrell Lake in the orange and black 77. As the leaders negotiate Peyton Jacobs now at the back end of the lead lap.
As I said earlier, right now it looks like Steckley's the one to the beat. I don't think Pritico has the speed to catch with him. He's not holding back his cards. You can see him slide through the corner. He's giving it everything he's got. That 22's running well.
Yeah, 22 is on rails right now. The 19 is Pritico in 2nd. There's Hooker and Powell. Powell to the inside, down the back, looking for a spot here. That's a battle for 5th. They're going to have to watch out. There's Peyton Jacobs right there. And Hooker will use Jacobs as a pick to keep the spot.
That was a great job by Jake Hooker. He made sure he held the 73 really close to the bottom and forced him into a traffic jam when they ran into that lap traffic. Veteran move by a rookie driver.
There's the 77, Darrell Lake, the 38, David McCullough. That's a battle for 6th and 7th on the racetrack as they come out of turn 4. 16 laps to go in the feature.
Yeah, you can see the 38 behind the 77 this time by through turns 1 and 2. Looks like he's all over the back bumper. Maybe there's something in that 39 car before the feature's done.
Yeah, that's a good battle on the track, and just ahead of him is another great battle as the 73 of Cole Powell continues his attack on the 38 of Jake Hooker.
As this unfolds, the top 4 cars are single file, way spread out. The 22 with a big 10-15 car length lead on the 19 of Connor Pritico. 14 laps to go at the stripe.
McCullough, contact with Darrell Lake. You saw it right there. But Lake will keep it straight after contact with the 39 of David McCullough.
Lots of single file racing as we scan through the field here. You're watching the 77 on the screen with the 39 of David McCullough following in hot pursuit.
Yeah, the leader is a full straightaway and half a corner ahead of that battle you see right now between Lake and McCullough. Kyle Steckley in the 22 is on rails. There's, you'll see the contact here between Lake and McCullough. bottom of your screen. Top left is our leader live. Bottom of your screen, McCullough gets into the left rear of the 77 of Lake, but Darrell kept it straight.
As that happens this time by, it looks like there's more contact or more side-by-side racing with the 39 and 77. Those two have had a bit of history in the Superstock class. Hopefully it doesn't transfer through into the late models.
We have 11 laps to go now. Delaware half mile. Steckley out of turn 4, that's your leader. That battle on the screen right now, joined by Jaden Chapman, now in the 13. That's a battle for 7th spot. Lake has it, McCullough and Chapman want it. Down to the stripe one more time, 10 to go.
The 22 of Kyle Steckley extending his lead to a 20-25 car length lead. He is making that thing roll through the center of the corner. He's getting on the gas, and he's looking for a win tonight if nothing else happens.
Now Steckley into some back marker traffic. Lloyd Rawlings first up in the black 69.
Further back in the field, we've got a change for position number 5. Cole Powell been all over the back bumper of the 38. He's going to move to the inside and grab that 5th spot.
Hooker trying to cross over potentially, but Powell will grab the spot. And Powell up to 5th spot now.
And right behind them in the 6th and 7th spot is a good battle again with the 39 and 77. Those two battling for the 7th and 8th spot on the racetrack.
There you see it, 77 is Lake, 39 McCullough, 13 is Jaden Chapman. And the 18 has come to play, that's Patrick Friel. Good recovery from that pit stop for the 18. And the 18 is on the inside of Chapman now for position.
That 18 is racy. I believe the tire that went down on that car was the right rear. If you have a tire that goes down and you want to put new rubber on, that's the one you want to change.
Absolutely, that's a great point. There you see the battle out of turn 2, down the back, McCullough in the 39, Friel in the 18, Chapman in the 13. 5 laps to go for the leader who just hit the backstretch.
On your screen, you see the battle, the 39, that's David McCullough. On his outside is the 13 of Jaden Chapman. And Mr. Patrick Friel, he wants to enter himself into that conversation too.
Absolutely, and you want to know how fast Kyle Steckley's going, race fans? He's a straightaway behind this battle on the screen right now. That 22 is hooked up.
That 22 is a straightaway behind this battle, and he's a straightaway ahead of the battle for 2nd and 3rd place.
3 laps to go here at the half mile. Your leader is Kyle Steckley in the 22S. There you see him down the back. Battle for 2nd spot out of turn 2 and down the back. It's Pritical. He's been reeled in by Ray Morneau Jr. There's Steckley out of turn 4. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. There's your battle for 2nd. Pritical in the 19. Morneau in the 03 with 2 to go.
The 19 of Pritical has it. The 03 of Morneau wants it. He's all over the back bumper as they head into turn 3 with 2 to go.
Steckley out of turn 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for the 22 of Kyle Steckley, who has dominated this feature.
As we head into turn 1, Ray Morneau says, 3rd's no good, I want 2nd. He drives it into the bottom. They're side by each down the backstretch.
Up at the front, the leader out of turn 4. Checkered flag in the air for the 22 of Kyle Steckley. Here's the battle out of 4 for 2nd, and it's going to be... Wow, was that Pritical? Was that Pritical by an inch?
I think it was Pritical. It was almost too... Well, no, that had to be Pritical.
What do you got? You got the... Tell me, you got the app there. Tell me.
Pritical by 1/10 of a second. Here we go at the stripe.
All right, 1/10. Sorry,
Great
1/8 of an
camera.
inch. At the
Look
line.
at this.
Absolutely, Pritical by 2.5 inches with my magnifying eyes. But the winner is going to be Kyle Steckley in the 22S. My goodness, Trevor, that was dominating.
He had more than 2.5 inches on those guys, that's for sure. That 22 car was hooked up once he got out front and got the lead. There was no looking back.
That is unbelievable. What a performance by the 22 of Kyle Steckley coming around to victory lane here. Connor Pritical will finish 2nd. Ray Morneau Jr. 3rd. Matt Robley 4th. And Cole Powell will round out the top 5 here in this 35 lap late model feature. What do you got for me? Was I wrong on the top five?
No, the top 5 is good. It looks like someone else who deserves an honorable mention for that run is the 38 of Jake Hooker. He finished sixth.
Great debut.
6th in his debut there. Those guys got to be happy. They got to be proud what they go home with. Mike McCall and the crew was helping those guys out, and then that's probably a big part why they're doing so good. Mike does such a good job.
Kyle Steckley getting set to come out of the 22S. And there you see Dad in the window, former Cascar and Penny Series champ. Scott Steckley right there with the glasses. Proud of his boy. And let's go trackside to the Victory Lane celebration.
Throw it down trackside. Ladies and gentlemen, put those hands together. Kyle Steckley just climbing out of the car. His first ever Delaware feature win.
Hey Kyle, first of all, how great does it feel to be down here in Victory Lane at Delaware?
Yeah, it feels great to be in Pennzoil Victory Lane here at Delaware Speedway. First win of the year, so it feels good to be back in Victory Lane. I just can't thank all my crew guys enough. We battled hard all day and got the car a lot better. It was a rocket in that feature, and got to thank all my sponsors: APC Auto Parts, Canusa Warehousing, Quick Wick Fire Service, AW Millwright, Lift Solutions. The list goes on. Got to thank everyone who supports me, and it was a fun night of racing.
That's Kyle Steckley, the winner of your Catalyst Lubricants late model series.
All right, Kyle Steckley, your late model feature race winner to 22X. We got plenty more to wrap things up here from another Friday night at Delaware Speedway. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. Chris Orris, Trevor Culver. Our final thoughts coming up. Let's go trackside to get some final thoughts from our trackside reporter, Joey Langdon.
Yeah, a couple of chaotic races today. Delaware Speedway at its finest. Not much more to say other than it was just some fantastic racing. Everyone was in a great mood down here. It was a lot of fun. And a great win for Kyle Steckley. It was a fantastic race for him. I'm sure, I've talked to him before. I'm sure he'll love to transfer that over into the rest of the season.
Joey, I just wanted to say, I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but we've added an insertion of a pit side reporter, trackside reporter for this season. You've done an absolutely fantastic job, my friend. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, Joey Langdon from trackside, back up to the tower. Trevor Culver, you were saying off the air something you noticed in the Victory Lane ceremony for Kyle Steckley.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So Kyle Steckley is a second-generation racer, second or third, definitely second at least. His dad, a very good race car driver. His dad will help him drive the car with all of his knowledge. His dad will help set up the car with all of his knowledge. His dad will help him any way he can. His dad took the hat off his head and gave it to Kyle before he got out of the car. So he made sure he looked good in Victory Lane for his first feature win at Delaware. I thought that was pretty cool.
Final thoughts from you on a great night at Delaware?
All in all, it was a great night. I said it to you 2, 3, maybe 4 times that I thought you were going to jinx it because you said, oh, tonight might go fast. Tonight might go fast. We didn't really wreck that much stuff tonight. This was good. Last week, there was all sorts of wreck. The Canada Day weekend special, there was
what class was racing?
Not these ones.
No, what class?
Super stocks.
Yeah, super
That's
stocks.
Right. No, so all in all, a very, very good night of racing. A lot of competitive, like Kyle Steckley. He was the class of the field in that class.
Absolutely.
Mesenberg won in his class, but that was a good, tight race. The bone stock, awesome race, super competitive.
Yep.
The heat races everywhere were great. The system they're doing with the lineup, the starts, the invert, it's working.
Absolutely. I think we have a replay of Victory Lane. Take us through the play-by-play here.
Yeah. There's the man, the myth, the legend himself, Scott Steckley. Take off his hat, give it to his boy so he looks good, doesn't have the helmet hair as he gets out, and waves to the crowd after an awesome night that he should be very proud of.
Appreciate you being here, my friend. It was as a pleasure. Hopefully you can join us again sometime this year, and good luck when you get back in behind the wheel of the #1 superstar.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I hope to be here on Rogers TV more. If I'm not here on the mic, I want to see, I want to be down there in Victory Lane where you guys zoom into me for that interview.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us this evening. Trevor Culver, Joy Lane, and I'm Chris Soares. Don't forget ticket information, everything you need to know about Delaware Speedway, DelawareSpeedway.com, and to all the guys in the truck and behind the cameras, fantastic job tonight. Thanks for joining us. Another edition of Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Oil Guard. We'll see you next time. Good night.